Hello and welcome back to another episode of Podcast 572. As always, I'm your host, Kyle, joined by my two friends, Dan and Matt. We're going to go over what we've been playing on this Super Friday. We'll get to that later. Okay. We'll get to it later. So the big thing that I've been there's two really big things that I've been playing. I've played a lot more Death Stranding since last time. It was the last time we recorded. I'd only played like an hour, but it just came out. I played a lot more Death Stranding 2. And the biggest thing I will say is it's just a very heavy improvement over the original in almost every single way. It's almost, and it's the kind of thing I told you last time we recorded, Matt, was like, it's almost like between the last game and this game, someone was there to guide Kojima and make this more straightforward, because the other game was like, he was unhinged. And like this game, it's like the story seems a lot more focused, easier to follow. Like things make a lot more logical sense. It's still wacky. And my buddy has already finished the story, and he told me the ending is even wackier than the first game. So I'm sure it'll get crazy. But like in terms of one of the biggest improvements in the game is any vehicle you drive heavily improved over the original game. Even the controls around like carrying packages and stuff heavily improved over the original game. I have seen enough now where I think we talked about it last time we recorded too, but I hadn't seen it yet. But like one thing that's really cool in this game is anything that happens like with weather in the game will change the map for the rest of your game. So like, let's say that was pretty cool. Like I'm trying to think of what they call them in this game. That it's some sort of version of an earthquake. They have a name for it. I can't remember. But when those happen, like when that happens, that wherever you are where that happens and like rocks fall down and shit splits or whatever, that's remains that way for the rest of the game.
That's pretty cool.
So you come back to that place,
a lot of times if games will have a technology like that where this will break, but then you go back later and it's like it never happened. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
No, it stays this way, which is really cool. And all the weather effects I've seen so far, I've seen dust. The craziest one I've seen so far is a dust storm, because that just gets wild when you're trying to walk through it. That it's you have to try and hide somewhere and just kind of like hope that ends basically, because you cannot see anything. I'm to the point where I'm about to go to the first like big city on the map. So the way the game starts out, the very beginning, I'd say we'll call this the tutorial because that's what it is. You connect a couple different regions of Mexico, and then once you do that, you take we're going to call it a submarine to Australia, and we're going to call it we'll call it a submarine. We're just going to, that's the easiest way I can explain it. You take that to Australia, and the rest of the game, my assumption is you are connecting all the regions of Australia to the chiral network, which is what it's called. So I'm at the point now where I've connected enough parts of this region that I'm about to go to the first major town, because that's kind of the last area that needs to be settled and rid of the enemy element in the game, which while I fought enemies in the game, I haven't really had like the introduction of them yet. It's just kind of like, hey, there's this rogue group out there who's trying to stop you. You know, if you walk through an area, it becomes very Metal Gear Solid stealth-like in those areas, which plays really good in this game. A lot more, I think, than the first one. And combat is much better in this game, especially I would say gunplay. Like gunplay was okay in the first game. It's very heavily improved in this one. I'll say this, like for me at least, I never felt like I was supposed to pick up and shoot a gun in the first game. It was really more geared around making these deliveries and stuff. it actually feels like, hey, this is a game where I should probably be shooting these enemies. And then one of the other big improvements they make too is like in the original game, if you're fighting like humans versus what they're called the BTs, which are like the supernatural element, you would have to change different ammunition, which could get confusing. They just kind of streamline all that in this game. Whereas like if you're going up against those, use this gun. If you're going up against them, use this gun, and it makes it a lot easier than trying to switch out different kinds of ammo. So that is much improved as well. And then again, like I've said before, the game just looks incredible visually. So, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. As far as the story goes, like there hasn't been a lot of it so far. It's like I said last week, like it's really a kind of game, like it just gets going. It's bizarre because especially how the way the first game ended. This one, it's kind of like, hey, this character from the first game shows up and is like, hey, Sam, we need you to do this again. And he's kind of like, okay, I guess. And
sure.
Then you're back out there. So, but there are events that happen that lead him to need to do more of this than just the quick, like Mexico was kind of like supposed to be a one-off thing. And then something happens after that. That's like, okay, no, now he really needs to go do this. So, but I'm enjoying it thus far. I think it's probably a pretty high game of the year contender. So, but that's the major thing I've been working on. And then the other thing that came out this week, I got it on was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, because I got the early access because I got this collector's edition skateboard.
Right.
Look at that nice board.
So now I have both, so now I get to hang those in my office. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, which I played quite a bit of, it's exactly what you want it to be. I mean, I did you play that Foundry demo?
No, I didn't play it.
You didn't play the Foundry demo.
I'm buying the game, so it doesn't.
I did.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say you and I talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. You have to unlock Bam Margera. He's not there right away, but it's very easy to unlock him. So I went and did that after playing. When I first sat down, I played through and unlocked most of the levels of 3 with Bucky Lasik. And then I looked up like, well, how do I get Bam? Because they don't explain that when you start the game. And I was like, oh, it's really easy because I'd rather play as Bam. And so I went and unlocked him, and then I have like half of the levels unlocked for 4 now. So, but it plays beautifully. The one thing I'll say is I have not played any of these new levels yet. I haven't unlocked them, but I'm excited to play those, especially the water park. That level looks awesome. But the music, I think we were talking about the weird thing. Like I thought there was more of the original music in the game than there is.
I thought there was only too when they were posting those like we're putting these songs in it and stuff. I thought that would be like half and half, maybe.
It's like only 20% or something weird.
I thought it was even less.
It has the CKY song, so that's what I care about. But it does have some of those original. But then there's some weird omissions, like that good Alien Ant Farm song's just not here. The other thing that's weird, so I have the deluxe version or whatever, and the thing that they added to that besides the early access was you could play as the Doomslayer or one of the demons, and then that's fine, whatever, I don't care about that, but that's cool. But they add music from Doom in here, including songs from Mick Gordon, which is really weird because that guy famously got fired in 2020 from making music for those games. And it feels weird to hear Doom music in a Tony Hawk game when those songs come up. It's just kind of like, oh, that's a thing here. So, but I'm enjoying my time with it. It looks great. One thing that's cool about it that it would not have been in the original game is they added a photo mode. So I've been playing around with that, taking pictures of Bam doing weird tricks. But I'm having a blast with the only other thing I have not tried. This one has an online mode, multiplayer mode. I don't think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 did. But if you remember back in the day, 3 and I believe 4 did have online modes on PS2. Like those were really early online.
Yeah, I remember I played 4 online.
I was gonna say, so I don't know what the online modes are in this game. I haven't tried them yet, so but I would assume those are okay. Like I don't know. I whenever I think online, I think of awful Tony Hawk 5. So
wow,
how bad that was.
How could you not?
But I think at this point, like seeing what the other thing, I don't know if you know this, but like, so Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake was done by Virtuos, which those are the people that went and did the Oblivion remake. Mm-hmm. This one is done by Iron Galaxy.
Yeah, I saw it was by somebody else.
And I think this is done well enough that I feel like at this point, like, yeah, the dream would be make a Thug remake, but like also maybe they could go and try and make a new one and just call it Tony Hawk. I don't think you put a number on it. I think you just make Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah.
I think putting it and making it Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 6 would tarnish it.
What if they call it Pro Skater 5 and we just pretend the other one didn't exist?
Or maybe 5X.
Yeah. 5X.
Or like even some weird, yeah. 5 with an asterisk.
5 remix.
5 remix. There you go. The only other things that I played, and that one of them will lead into what you've been playing, Dan, but I played a little more Fast Fusion on the Switch, which I'm still enjoying. That's the sequel to Fast RMX. And then you and I have played a couple sessions, and Matt, you can actually talk about it too because you joined us the other night. FCB Firebreak. So FBC. we can collectively is it FCB or FB? It is FBC. I wrote it wrong. Yeah, you're right. So we have all played it, and I really like it. Would be the first
think it's
thing.
Very good. It
just needs more.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where we're already looping what we're doing, just trying to like adding more.
Have we done every level that there is?
We have one more to do because we accidentally booted up the.
That's right.
The fourth one a second time.
But like each level,
that when I joined in.
Yeah, that was the goo level.
Okay,
that was the pink goop level. Yeah, like every level is unique and different. It does really feel like you're in that Control universe, which is good. Like my fear when the game was coming out, watching the trailers, watching them kind of go for a little bit more comedic approach, that it would kind of lose the feeling of Control and be something else. But it does actually really feel like now you are playing in the oldest house in Control.
I wish it had more of a hub thing where we could like hang out in. And then we could go off and do the jobs, like take this elevator to this floor or something like that.
The menu system is a little cumbersome in the game.
It's weird. It's not easy to set up a party. It's everything's on like a different page. You have to go to a different page to do something.
I get why they do a code system for like doing a party because it's cross-play, so that makes sense. But because I think you were playing on what PC, Matt? And I
was playing through Game Pass on PC, yeah.
Okay, and we were playing on PS5, so.
Mm-hmm. But it was cool though because like when I got kicked that one time and I joined up on you, it saved the code that we originally had that you guys
gave me. Yeah, I'm surprised you were able to get back in.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I thought that was pretty cool about it.
But then no, it's kind of like a weird. I'd almost compare it to kind of like a Ghostbusters in a way. It's kind of what you're doing.
It reminds me a lot of that Ghostbusters game.
It's kind of what you're doing, yeah.
Yeah, you're just picking jobs and playing jobs. Like I said, I wish there was more of we're in a hub. It feels like we're actually in the building, kind of a thing. And like only having 5 jobs is not enough.
It needs. I would say for a launch, it needed double that.
For a launch, you probably needed at least 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
Ideally, you'd want this thing to have around 10.
Well, I think like we were discussing, like if this game wasn't available on Game Pass or the PlayStation equivalent, I don't think there'd be anybody playing it.
There'd be people who played it at the beginning, but I think a lot of people would have jumped off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I wish you could go to more like iconic locales like from the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's that one room that's kind of like the one room at the end of the game. But wouldn't it be cool if there was a level like where you're in that motel? And you have to check out the doors and stuff like that, or the maze, or like
they could add that,
right?
So that could be
that's
something
what we hold back for later releases. But
I could see something like that.
Yeah. Imagine there's a room where like you have to clean the mirrors, and then you can go through the mirror or something.
Okay,
stuff like that. Like bring back the high points of the game in a mode like this.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. And like it's the kind of thing where like I get why they made it separate, but I could have also seen this attached to Control too.
We talked about that too.
Like Resident Evil, has done those kind of things.
It would have been a lot better as a pack-in. If you're going to give it away for quote unquote free on Game Pass and Premium and all that stuff, then just give it away with the game and make it come out with the game and have more content. I have a feeling by the time Control 2 comes out, this game is going to be empty.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know because Alan Wake 2 is what 2023, right? It's been almost 2 years.
Yeah,
so I could see Control 2. Maybe we see that next fall,
maybe
at the earliest. So we got to see something on it soon, I would imagine. So because I can't imagine it.
I can see it being a Game Awards like.
Yeah, like I can't imagine it was that much of this team that went and made this thing. So
no, because it's different. It's different enough from the actual game than. And I don't think
Remedy's ever made anything like this before, and so for their first stab at it, I think
they've done multiplayer stuff before, but
not at this level. Though, not like cooperative.
This.
Yeah. But it's just I find it a lot of like the couple times we've played it, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, I even say like at the time it sucks, but looking back on it, I think like that pink goop level is kind of
very
well
done
because it gets really hectic at the end, where you literally have to shoot your way out of that.
Well, like because it works
it's closing
like,
in on you.
Depending on how you choose to play what difficulty, there's the stages that you have to go through.
Yeah,
like by the time you get through to stage 3, if you've got like a bad artifact thing that's doing something that's fucking the game up, because there are like those modifiers that appear. Yeah. Like we were playing that part where we were like frozen constantly. That was a nightmare. Because it was just everything was so slow. The only benefit was it froze enemies, but it was so fucking slow.
The other thing that I'll say that was, and it's just a glitch in the game, but like I had an issue where I got enough of that pink goop on me that like even though I took a shower, it was still stuck on me in a way that it like kind of gets over your vision.
Yeah, it did that to me too at one point,
and that's kind of annoying. But that's something
minor technical thing they could patch.
Yeah, but like overall, I mean, I don't think it's worth the $40 they're trying to sell it for. But as a Game Pass or a PlayStation Premium thing, I think it's definitely worth checking out. Especially, I will say, asterisk if you have people to play with. I don't think I'd want to play this solo.
Randoms would be different. Like
randoms would be hard.
Solo, I don't think it would be any fun, but randoms would be. I guess it would depend on the people you got.
Well, it's like
I played it on random when I first tried it, like two conversations ago, and the first person I played with was really like all about himself. Like he literally just kept running everywhere he wanted to go. And if I was like, dude, like, could you come back and like help me out? I was just redeploying every time just to kind of catch up to him. But like anytime something would happen, he would run around. But then I did find a match where the person I was with was actually working well together. Like we were trying to like work together to like do it, but I couldn't get into a match where there was actually 3 people total playing. It was just always me and one other person. So that's just, I mean, it was fun when I played with you guys. And I think like if we ever played again, I'd be okay with it, but I don't think I'd have fun if I just try to catch quick plays on that.
Well, and I think it's made to be a cooperative thing where you're working together. Kind of like, I think I compared it to like trying to play Call of Duty Zombies by yourself. Like there's very specific things in that mode you need to do.
That's a perfect way of putting it.
And you really need to do it as a group of people. Trying to do that solo is impossible. And I think this game would be the same way because you're trying to do specific things. And they're tailored to each different type of character you can play as. So, but I think it's cool. And I think it's definitely worth it if you have one of those services. So, but we will kick it over to you, Dan.
So, finally finished Clair Obscur. That's done. Every 100%ed. I was telling you as I was going around doing like the cleanup stuff for Final Collectibles and stuff. I kept finding like other places I'd never been to, like new places to explore with just like slightly more like little pieces of story dump. Which was like, it's crazy how much content there actually was. That I didn't even know about by the end. But I mean, final thoughts, I've said it a million times. Like, the game's incredible. It's so good. It's my game of the year by far so far. I don't know if anything could top it just because it's such an original thing that came out of left field that's like
a
mixture of all of the games I love put together, like, and everything about it is great. I was thinking more about like, do I want a sequel? Could you make a sequel? What would it be? Like, originally I thought like, no, you can't, because there is a once you uncover the reason why everything happens and what's actually happening, it kind of think there can't be a sequel. But the more I thought about it, there's actually something very cool you could do with a sequel. It would be completely different, but it would still be a sequel in a weird way. Like, so I'm not going to say what it is because it would give away the end.
Yeah, heavy spoiler.
Yeah. But there is something that could be done, and I'd be interested to see if maybe that's what they do.
Okay.
But yeah, incredible game. I might even play it again at some point. It was so good. I did the super boss, but I didn't feel like doing it like the correct way, so I just cheesed it and did the one hit build, which is crazy. Like, that game, you can manipulate all of the like stuff you can equip in such a way where it is insane the amount of damage you can do.
I think that's the game I'm going to play when she's on her trip in August, because that's an easy game I could lose hours in.
Yeah, easily.
And not have to worry about anything going on.
No, you could just run through and explore, and like, you can do everything after you quote unquote beat it. You can do everything else. There's nothing really to miss, so it's good. So love that game. Finished that game. I went and I actually finished Tunic too.
I actually reinstalled it when I saw you playing. I was like, I'm going to reinstall and go back to it.
We talked about it a long time ago. That game's really good. Now that I finished it, that game is incredible. Like, it's so good.
And the music is great too.
The thing about that game too, I didn't realize until you get more than a couple hours into it. It is huge. Like,
it's big. It's very big.
It's very big. Like, I was finding new areas constantly and just being like, oh my God, like, there's more stuff to find. And like, you're constantly like going over here and then going down and then coming out this other side. And, like, putting it all together and like learning the game. Like, I had to look some stuff up because at some point you're just like, man, what in the hell do I do now?
Yeah.
But the actual like playing of the game, and it's so good. Incredibly well designed game for what it is, and especially for a game that has like very little dialogue or even like cutscenes or boss fights. Like, it's really just exploring and learning and figuring out. There are a couple of things in the game that are a little obtuse, even once you like uncover the language and like learn some things. It still doesn't do a great job of explaining everything, and I get that that's kind of the point, but at a certain point that can be annoying. I had a big problem where one of the couple things you have to do is you have to ring these bells, right, to open this door.
Okay.
But if you have this certain thing equipped, you can't ring the bell. Like, you physically can't do it. And it drove me nuts. I was like, did I do something wrong? Did I already ring it? What is happening? And then I finally realized, I had this thing equipped, and then I could hit the bell if I took it off. So like that kind of thing's annoying. But fantastic game. I can't recommend that game enough. It's so good. You will get lost, but luckily the guides are out there to help.
Yes.
And then I did this thing where, so on True Trophies, which is the thing I use to track all my stuff, there's this like thing they do every so often called the Bean Dive, where it encourages you to start games you've never started and get at least a trophy in it to kind of wreck your completion percentage as an incentive to kind of rebuild it back up. So I started playing a whole bunch of stuff that I'm planning on doing, and just getting a trophy in them to unlock for this thing. So I played a prologue of a bunch of different games, and we'll just kind of rapid fire these. So Anthem is getting shut down. I don't know if we were going to talk about it later, but Anthem's getting shut down in January. So now's the time to do it. A friend and I are going to plow through it. His wife's already done it, so we're going to make her do it again with us, just because it's a 3-player thing. So you might as well have somebody else who knows what they're doing. So I played through the prologue of that. That was probably about 40 minutes. That game is terrible. This is not good. It controls like you would think for a game where like you have a jetpack and you could fly. You would think it would like be fast. No, it feels like glue. It's So, I mean, again, this is 40 minutes. It's boring as fuck. Maybe it gets better. I doubt it. I feel like it's going to be the same thing over and over again. The best thing I can say about it is it reminds me of Outriders, like, a lot. In terms of, like, how it's structured and how it's going to play out. And, like, you and I like Outriders, but at a certain point, too much is too much.
Yeah.
Anthem, I feel like I might have hit that wall 4 to 5 hours in. Then what was the next thing I started? Visions of Mana, which is that Square RPG.
It's on my list too.
Yeah, I played the demo of that, so I kind of knew what that was going to be. Played through the tutorial stuff, just kind of teaching you how to fight stuff. I'm gonna have fun with that game when I play it. I don't think it's overly long, so I'll play through that. That game wasn't bad. Ghost of Tsushima. I've been wanting to play that.
Yeah,
and I figured might as well start it and do that. For the 45 minutes I played it, that game is incredible. Like, I know it's
very good.
I know it's good.
And I wrote it off for a while. So
it controls well.
Do you have the PS5 version?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the director's cut, whatever.
I played through the PS4 version, but it was like the PS5 backwards compatibility with the 60 frame patch. But I never played the PS5 version. So.
Yeah, I have the director's cut.
That's
whatever.
Cool. Okay.
I mean, I knew it was good, and I knew it looks amazing.
It looks amazing, yeah,
like crazy good.
Yes.
And it just plays well. The voice acting's good. The sword fighting is great. Like, I can tell, it's like if Assassin's Creed was good again.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's perfect.
Because
a good way to say
Origins and Odyssey very good. Valhalla, I'm in the middle of. I haven't even touched. Anything past that, but this game feels like this is probably what Assassin's Creed would be like if it was good. Again,
that's a good way to put it.
Not that I don't know if Shadows is good or not, but who knows. And then the final prologue I played was a game we've talked about for a long time.
I'm sorry,
I'm going to go through at some point. It was Suicide Squad.
Oh man.
Holy shit, that game is bad. It's really bad. People thought it was good. People made this and thought it was good.
The tutorial that you play, does it let you try all 4 characters?
You have to try all 4 characters.
Okay, so at least gives you the opportunity.
Yeah, and I guess it's good that they do, because for some dumbass reason, and I guess I get why, they all play differently. But they all play differently in traversal. Like, traversal should be generic. It should be jump, grapple, climb. They all have
I agree
different.
on that.
They all have different swings. They have Boomerang uses the Speed Force to teleport. King Shark can move 2 more times in the air. Deadshot has a jetpack. I'm just like, holy shit! I'm not gonna like any of this. And if you want the platinum, guess what? You got to play with everybody to the max.
That sucks. That sucks. It's gonna be
not only that, but it's written dumb. The area you have to go to in the beginning, I guess, is in the future, and then you go back and you play from the beginning. But it's all broken up, and you have to swing over these gaps, and since you don't know how to do it.
I'm reminded of that one screenshot you sent me when that game was coming out with all the numbers, and it's just what the fuck is this game?
The gameplay is bad too, because it's gun based.
Yeah,
with numbers, but then they have shields, and you have to go around the back of the shields, and then your shield doesn't regenerate. So to get shield back, you have to use a shield break attack. But you can only do a shield break attack if you shoot people in the legs, so you don't kill them. It's just it's too much. It's far too much for what should be DC villains running around killing robots. Is essentially
it's almost
what it should
like
be.
They should have just took a few years off and either made another Batman game or made the Superman game everybody wants.
I don't know what happened.
Instead of making, I know what happened at the time that this game started production. Live service games were everything, so they were mandated you need to make a live service game, and this is what they came up with. And again, on paper, a Suicide Squad game that's a 4-player co-op game is not a bad idea inherently, but what they made this is not good.
It's too much.
Yeah,
it's far too much, and it's Batman. It's a Rocksteady Batman game that doesn't feel like one at all.
No, that's bad.
It's just Gotham Knights feels more like a Rocksteady Batman game than this game does. So I don't know. Like like I said, I got to the first part where like you finally get to pick who you want to be, and then you can go through. So now I'm gonna have me and the 3 dumbass computer bots running around behind me. It's just bad. It's bad. I'm not looking forward to it. But again, even though they have like the offline mode in this game or whatever now, something tells me something's gonna be like, well, this game's gonna end service on whatever in 2026, and after that some of it won't be playable.
I feel like that's coming.
Yeah, it's just gonna get it's already been forgotten about.
Yeah, very much so.
It doesn't mean that even though it has an offline mode that it'll stay playable.
How many times have they sold it for $3 like on Steam
before they gave it away for free? I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think at some point I broke down and bought it somewhere, but then it became a plus game.
I bought Digital Deluxe for like $10.
I was gonna say,
just to let you know, Steam has it on sale right now, 95% off.
That's not sale. That's permanent price.
Yeah.
Like they have fucking abandoned it.
That's the Digital Deluxe edition is 95% off.
Yeah, I think that's what I bought it for.
But
and then they gave it away for free. Mm-hmm. But man, between that and Anthem, man, I'm ready to go.
Oh man, you're set.
Terrible. Stop making live service games. Stop it. Stop. It's over.
Ugh.
The only good live service games are free to play live service games like First Descendant and ZZZ, because guess what? If you didn't like it, it was free and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, you don't feel bad.
Yeah. Not ruining an existing property.
That covers you.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, so I'll jump in real quick. I played 2 demos this time. I tried out Quarantine Zone. I saw a lot of people had been streaming it and checked it out.
I've heard of it.
It's okay. Right, you play like 4 or 5 days, and each day you get like a new item that helps you figure out whether people are zombies or not. You kind of like have to like set up the camp and stuff like that. It's okay. Like I can see the hype behind it, but not something for me. I don't think I'll revisit it whenever it drops. I also tried Mecha Break. That's a Gundam.
I need to try it. Yes, I want to play it really bad.
It wasn't bad. I kind of got. They give you which I appreciate. They give you the option to play through the tutorial, or to just skip it and jump right into gameplay. Which applause to them, because they tell you when you're bringing it up that the tutorial is going to take I think it's 30-40 minutes.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to play that. I don't want to do it. I just want to get into the gameplay. And
yeah,
you really, I guess you could use the tutorial for certain things, but I really didn't feel like I missed anything just jumping right into a round. Needless to say, we won the round I played, so I was okay with that. I'm gonna try to play more of it this week if I can get to it. I enjoyed it. It's been a very, very long time since I played a Gundam base type game.
Yeah, I bought that other one that has a sequel coming out this year, that Damon Ex Machina, but I have not played it. I bought that on not this Steam sale, but the last one that was up. And because I'm interested in the sequel, and that's coming out, I think, on PS5 this time. So, but this Mecha Break, I followed it for a while. It looks really cool. I just haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I should put it down on my list and try it. So,
yeah. So it was solid. Yeah. So I made a purchase. I want to say I'm at 5 games total for this year.
I think that's what you're at, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I just talked to my wife this evening and told her that I was going to put a dent in something, because I really don't want to, but then I re-looked at it again, and I want to go ahead and buy the Little Nightmares 3 Deluxe Edition that comes with all the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's $140. I saw it on the Capcom site, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on that and go ahead and put it out. But I bought Final Fantasy 9 because you guys talk about it, and I was like, well, fuck it.
What did you get it on?
Celebrating for the anniversary.
Switch.
I was gonna say, well, we're not getting a remake or a remaster, so you might as well buy that.
Yeah, and ironically, I saw it on. I just saw it on the Switch. I think I can't
You got
remember
the
what
physical
pulled it up.
edition.
No, I bought digital.
Okay.
I was like, forget it.
They
just
put
gonna
it
go
on
and
sale
grab
for
it.
the anniversary stuff.
Yeah,
it's on sale everywhere.
So I went ahead and snagged it. I didn't put any. I maybe put like 5 minutes into it. So I just got through the first battle, and I'm in the town right now. But I'm gonna try to play through it. I really want to make a dent in some of these Final Fantasy games to just kind of like play them, just to kind of experience them. So kind of I can at least say, well, I've played all of these, and out of all of these, Final Fantasy VIII is still my favorite Final Fantasy, and I don't have to feel like I'm being judged every time I do that. I also started playing Dead Rising 4. No real reason. I just
felt
wanted
like killing some zombies.
I just want to go kill some zombies.
It's good for that.
It really is. Like I'm probably like an hour and a half in, and all I've done literally is just run around this center and just murdered zombies like crazy.
Yeah, like I felt like the town and the mall combo in that game was really good.
Yeah, I think it's really like the size of it doesn't seem too overwhelming so far. I know I'm not like super into it, but I mean it seems good, and like it doesn't feel like I'm running too much, or I actively need like a cart or anything to get me from point A to point B. So
I say every year around Christmas that I'm going to replay that game, and then I don't, because it's a Christmas game.
Just do it.
And
man.
how many Christmas horror games? Like how many Christmas games alone are there? But how many Christmas horror games? But maybe this will be the year.
Maybe just do it.
It's a good game. Like it's a solid Dead Rising game. I still really wish that they would make another one, like a new one. But I never heard how well that remaster. We'll call it a remake, 'cause that's what it is. I never heard like how well that sold. I don't know if that sold incredibly well or if it kind of fizzled. So
I imagine it probably sold pretty decent, but I'd also imagine probably not well enough.
Yeah, because I would think if it sold really well, Capcom would be jumping to do something, and we've heard nothing. So
well, and I did buy that Dead Rising remaster that dropped because I found it at Walmart for $20.
Yeah,
so
you bought it around the same time I got a physical copy of it. So
yeah. So I figured I was like, well, why not? I bought the 4-pack from Steam one day because it was super cheap. I think it was like $7-8 when I bought it.
Okay.
And I was like, well, shit, let's just go ahead and start trying to play through some of these. But like the first two aren't controller compatible, I don't think. When I started to download them.
They are, so because I think you and I learned at the same time, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll play some Dead Rising with you on PC, and we learned that like I think 3 and 4 have some like heavy controller compatibility issues and stuff on PC, because what happened was those two games specifically were games for Windows Live games.
Yeah.
And they pulled that support out to put them on Steam, and when they did that, it jacked up controller support. So
that makes sense.
God, I forgot games for Windows Live.
You can play Dead Rising 3 and 4 with a keyboard and mouse, but for me, it's a little weird. So playing that kind of game that way.
Yeah. So
I can do it, but it's not. It's not my preferred way to play that game. So
I mean, I'm able to play Dead Rising 4 now on with my controller, so it's not bad.
I think it's still 3 is the one that's still broken.
Yeah, 3 is I think the one too. But then I also finished Onimusha 2. So I went ahead and powered through that in like 2 days after I actually devoted time to it. So
I was gonna say, look at that! Not only a purchase you made this year, but one that you completed this year.
Your boy's doing good so far.
You gotta get ramped up for the new one.
I know.
You gotta clear them all before we get to the new one.
Looks great. Yeah.
You know?
I know. And the crazy thing is, after playing through it, I was like, man, now I kind of want to like bring out my PlayStation and grab through 3 and like play through that. But then I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put it, so let's just not do that yet. But yeah, that's been me so far. But that's all I've played.
Okay. Yeah, no, we can kick over to news, which like we have our like big news story, which I think we'll actually even jump into that.
Let's just start with it, because like
we'll just start with it, because I'm gonna move this other one down below it because it's basically at the top. But I I'm going to preface it just by saying, like, we've spent a lot of time and a lot of these past couple episodes, like, really, I guess,
like 6 months.
nailing Microsoft to the wall. But what happened last Wednesday is probably one of the worst things that's ever happened to this division of this company. At the point that I think we've talked about it before, but certainly now I don't think anyone would disagree that it is a darker and worse time for Xbox than the Don Matrick fiasco of 2013.
We have
sunk so much lower than that.
Fucking accelerated past it. Don Matrick was an idiot who said something wrong about a system that was putting in something that was going to be a thing 5 years later anyway.
But look at the ramifications that had for the entirety of Xbox for this whole time.
Yeah, it's even crazier to go back farther and realize that, like, as someone who worked during the 360 like launch era and saw how the Xbox was a good system. It was like a computer almost. I always called it the Dreamcast 2. It was a very good system.
Yes.
And it got better as it went. They changed the controller. Exclusive games were pretty good on it. Like, they were actually making exclusive games that were like new and fresh and people loved, and Forza and Halo, and this is just original Xbox. Like, they had a sports division that made sports games for a long time.
For a while,
they had Project Gotham, which is a dead franchise for decades now. But, like, you saw the progression. And then with the 360, they're like, we're going to ramp this shit up. And they killed it. They killed it from the jump. The 360 was on fire.
Revisionist history would try to tell you that, Sony won that generation, which, like, they did slightly. But in North America, everybody you knew had an Xbox.
As someone,
everybody.
Again, as someone who sold them for the entire generational cycle, no. People were not buying PlayStation 3s for years.
It was at least till the Slim. Yeah.
But for them to come out with that Xbox One and Matrick to waddle out there and not even know what he's doing, that seems like a distant memory.
It does. Like, it's weird when I think back on it. Like, that wasn't even E3. That was their special event they had a couple weeks before E3, and all they spent that entire event talking about was TV and movies and how this is an all-in-one entertainment device.
The one system.
That's not what people wanted.
Right.
Exactly. And then when you got to E3, they actually showed good games, because remember, the Xbox One had a better launch lineup than the PS4 in terms of games.
It had more like exclusive stuff that was more interesting.
Yeah, as it went on, obviously the PS4 was better in terms of exclusives, but it took a while to get there. And on the flip side, Xbox kind of stopped getting very good exclusive games, and they kind of only ever continued that trend into this generation. So by spending all this time buying more studios and keep promising the games are coming,
everything was about the games. It was all about the games. We have more games where gamers play games.
And so, with all of that being said, it leads us to what did we determine? This is like the fifth or sixth round of layoffs in 18 months,
somewhere around there. But, like, this is the big one.
This is the big one. So what I'll do here is I'll go through what the biggest things that are gone and what they affect. So the biggest one, this is kind of the one that specifically pissed everybody off, and a lot of people are out because of this, is they shuttered the initiative and canceled Perfect Dark.
Crazy.
And considering that is one of the few games that, like, you can even go to any PlayStation fan and they would be like, boy, that Perfect Dark game looked really cool, though. That's the one where, like, it also leads to scuttle that's been going around, like, how much of that footage we saw was really real versus what was
So there's
not.
Stuff that says a lot of it was fake, and then, like, a guy who worked on it supposedly said, well, it was technically in the game, but it was only if you played it exactly the way that we needed for this demo to happen.
Yeah. So
you can make an argument that that's not really real then, because that's optimal conditions for
a lot of what they showed was part of their vertical slice for that game.
Right.
So that would lead you to believe that most of it was not real.
Made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. The game was in development at that point. Had been at this point, it's been in development for 5 years. And remember, when was it? Was it like 2023 when we learned, hey, Crystal Dynamics is going to help?
We're bringing
with this game.
people in to help.
Yeah,
we're bringing in people who can't figure out how to make a Tomb Raider game, even though they just made 3 Tomb Raider games
to
help make Perfect Dark,
right?
So that was already kind of a I don't know kind of a thing.
Obviously, like Microsoft doesn't own Crystal Dynamics, so like they're off this project, but nobody lost their job at Crystal Dynamics that we know of.
Well, the other thing about Perfect Dark is like you and I have talked about it for a long time. Like I'm a huge Perfect Dark guy. You like Perfect Dark.
It's been 20 years.
we gave up on this being a real game a year ago.
Yes.
It was a joke. Like even when they showed that thing, we were like, oh, it's a real game.
Is it though?
How much of that was made? Right.
Did I dream that?
Right. It's just so that's number one.
That was like the real big shocker. Whereas the next one to me wasn't shocking.
I don't know. How shocked were you that Perfect Dark was canceled? How shocked? 1 to 10, 10 being knocked you out of your seat.
Probably like a 7 or an 8. Like because I didn't.
That's a little more than me.
Of the things that I could foresee being canceled, was not on that list.
Oh, that was always near the top
for me.
There's one other one. There's one other one. We'll talk about that. If this gets canceled, it's really huge problem.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after we go through. The next one is the one I expected, which is Rare and Everwild.
Oh yeah, that was
so Rare. So Rare, they're losing a lot of people. Everwild has been in development since 2019. We haven't even seen anything on that game since maybe 2023.
When Sea of Thieves took off, that game died.
Yeah. It sucks, but like Sea of Thieves is it's on our list of stuff to go and play.
It's on a list of a game that I've played that was very good at the time I played it, and it's only better now.
Here's the one that I think I see a lot of people clinging to, and like I don't know anything about it. Is they're calling it Project Blackbird, which was the ZeniMax online MMO game that they were making, because apparently there's a lot of promise behind the scenes, but it never was unveiled.
But it apparently had just gotten to this part where they were like, because they were building a whole new engine for it. They weren't using the ESO engine. It was a whole new thing. They had just gotten all of that kind of like settled, and this was when they were looking to hire people to ramp it up.
I feel like this might have been a like Game Awards this year kind of thing they would have shown. Yeah. Like we're getting to that point, but canceled. A lot of layoffs there.
I know someone personally who was let go because of that.
Yeah.
Did not know, and I don't know if we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but we might as well talk about it now. But a lot of these people who got fired didn't know they were fired.
No, we'll talk about it when we're done going through the studios. But that's another bad part of it. John Romero's studio, that Microsoft. To be fair, not a Microsoft studio, but they were funding his studio's new game, and this is the craziest one because. Literally, Microsoft heads were at that studio looking at what they were doing the day before these layoffs and all this stuff and said everything looked good.
Didn't they just play Everwild like a couple months ago?
That was another one too. It was the MMO, but yeah. So, and then literally the very next day they decided to pull funding on this game. Now, the one thing about this, unlike all the other ones, is there's still a chance somebody else might pick up and fund this. So, and I think it's John Romero.
Someone will do it. Yes.
One half of Doom. So
he's Daikatana too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Which is kind of a joke game, but I think people love it for different reasons.
And the last like really big one, and then I'll go down some of the smaller ones. And we first learned it was half the team, and then we learned now it's the whole thing, and that is Turn 10. The people that make Forza, not Forza Horizon, but Forza Motorsport, which has been around since original Xbox.
It was a pillar. You would argue it was one of the top 3.
The Gran Turismo of Xbox.
The Gran Turismo killer.
Yes, it was for a long time.
It was because it was a reliable racing game that came out on time and was very good every time.
Yeah,
they would bring out fucking cars on stage and be like, "Check out this fucking car."
Every
and then they show it to you on screen, and it would look the fucking same.
Yes, every E3 they do.
It was a pillar. It was Halo, Gears, Forza. Those were the 3 you could set your fucking watch to if you loved the Xbox.
But that whole studio is just gone.
Gone.
That one's the crazy one. That like
bananas.
So,
it should be noted that Horizon still exists.
Yeah, Playground still exists. We're going to talk about them in a minute.
Playground, huh?
So after talking about those ones, there was they have not confirmed the number of people that were at Halo Studios that were laid off. Raven Software, which has just become a Call of Duty hub. High Moon, which has just become a Call of Duty hub. Sledgehammer as well. Blizzard, the entire team that worked on Warcraft Rumble is gone, and then kind of one of the crazier ones, they laid off 10% or 200 people that make Candy Crush.
That's a weird one, but you got to figure at this point, Candy Crush can't need that many people.
I guess not, because I look at that one and kind of think of like a Marvel rival situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So where it's like, well, the game's kind of set. So
yeah.
But yeah, just it was done extremely messy in terms of how they fired people, because there were people that just kind of found out. There were people that found out, like, they woke up in the morning, they looked at their Slack and were like, hey, I don't have access, and then saw the news online before they were even told that they were being let go.
At best, they got an email.
Saying, at best,
thanks,
email.
Get out.
Basically, yeah. And what a disaster.
Just everything that came out, because it was one of those things where it was such a big thing that like little pieces kept coming. But like every little thing that came out, it was just like, man, this makes you look even worse. And this makes you look even worse.
Well, the sad thing about this one too is like it was rumored for at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Like, hey, these layoffs are going to hit on July, first week of July. So we kind of saw it coming, but I don't think anybody thought it would be this big.
It's crazy,
this devastating.
Yeah,
but it's to the point where like it's literally gutted any momentum this brand had.
At this point,
anything.
Point, what is Xbox? What is it anymore? Because I don't know. Because not only is there this, but a month ago we're making these 2 Asus handhelds where we're just putting our stamp and our logo on the box. But these things are going to be $1,000, and we just raised the price of all of our systems after they've been out for 5 years. But
they're still at that price.
They're going to be at that price they're not going down. They just aren't. And
but Sony hasn't raised their prices in America, which is crazy.
Because they're smart and they realize, like, look, man, we're already selling more. If we want to nail it in, we don't have to.
Hell, Prime, it's Prime Day going on right now. They're on sale on Amazon. Like, if you want a PS5 or a Pro,
because you got to figure that Sony knows at this point, like, they have reached most of what their install base could be.
Yeah.
Because
I would agree with
like
that.
at a certain point, like outside of like the Switch or Nintendo systems where it makes sense for a household to have more than one a lot of the time. Like I have 3 Switches. if you count my kids, like, but that's because that's like I need one, you need one, you need one. A PlayStation, for the most part, on average, it's probably 1.4 per household at most.
Yeah.
Like you have 2, but you have a reason to have 2. Even then, you don't even use one of them that much. So you have to figure that like they know that they're kind of like maxing out on install base. But that's why they seem lately PlayStation seems to be lately like doubling down on premium and extra and actually trying to make those better, even though they still aren't doing what they should be doing with it and just putting every first-party title on it a year after it comes out. You don't want to do it day one? Fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
To be fair, you shouldn't, and Microsoft's proving that's a pretty fucking dumb idea now. But,
it is.
Facts.
But a year later, MLB The Show, every version of MLB The Show from before this year should be on the fucking... I still don't understand that.
I don't get that one either.
But, like, what... Going back to, like, what is an Xbox now? What possible reason... Could you need to own one?
My Xbox to play a game in
Indiana
almost a month
Jones.
now. Yeah, no, for you is Indiana Jones.
I borrowed your Xbox to play Indiana Jones.
Because I didn't
want to wait 4 months to play.
No. And I'll tell you another thing too. I just did today because for whatever reason last fall I decided to buy a physical copy of Dragon Age 3 or not Dragon Age 3, Dragon Quest 3 HD for the Xbox. And today, because it was on sale on PlayStation, I bought a physical copy there, and I'm just going to trade in the Xbox one because I would rather play it on the PlayStation. So I'm just at that point. It's weird to say that, but like I'm at that point where I don't even feel like turning the system on.
There's no reason to turn on.
There's no
Gears of War comes out in a month on PlayStation,
and they've confirmed the full games on the disc.
I've had that hot take for a while where I would argue that Microsoft won the console war, just because of like they're selling all stuff. I hereby rescind it. They may have won the
software
battle
war
of releasing software on another console and making a lot of money off of that, but console war, they have turned the gun around and shot themselves in the face multiple times.
For sure.
And the thing that's the craziest part about it is because it's Microsoft and they have endless amounts of money from other divisions, they really don't seem to fucking care. Everything you listen to what we'll get into Phil in a minute, but you listen to what Phil and Matt Booty and Sarah Bond, out of all of this, they're all like, things are great. We're fucking killing it, dude.
They say it all the time.
But they're
the sales numbers show it though.
They're still saying it after this happened.
Mm-hmm.
His email was like, "We're doing fucking awesome. Get out."
Yeah. How about the fact that the day of the firings he was sitting and playing Indiana Jones,
hanging out, playing Indiana Jones, playing a Bethesda game after
somebody made the joke was he was trying to scroll through the credits to see if there's anybody he missed. Because like God, it was brutal. But like again, at the same point, like what is going on with that whole thing? Like at this point, it just seems silly to me. They keep going in this direction of saying everything's fine, pretending everything's okay. The brand's never been better, but they can't nail down this message of exactly what they want the brand to be. And then they keep firing and laying off everybody. Any momentum that they had with like Perfect Dark or any of these other games are lost to the point that you and I have been joking for the last week. When is Fable going to get canceled?
January.
You think like, and the thing is, it's a sad thing to say, but I feel like that could easily happen.
It's now completely on the table.
Yeah.
There's no reason to believe that it's safe for any reason. When is the last time you saw Fable?
The last time we saw Fable was when they announced it was delayed in February.
Okay.
And they put out that beta footage.
And when was the last time you saw it before that? A year.
Jesus. E3 time last year.
Yeah.
At that big showcase.
But that's it.
Mm-hmm. Did you like how they had to come out and say that none of the games in this year's showcase are going to be canceled?
Yeah.
They had to say that.
But the thing is, you can't like. They've shown almost as much Fable as they did Perfect Dark. And I'm supposed to believe that game comes out?
Yeah. I feel like we've only seen very scripted parts of Fable.
Yes.
And very little gameplay.
And a cutscene.
And a cutscene.
Not even a cutscene, a CG rendered scene. That's not a cutscene.
We haven't had one of those like developer directs where I'm like, oh, this actually seems like a real ass game. It doesn't, yeah. So I don't know. And also remember we were talking about this too this week, like the other big thing that happens for them this fall is Outer Worlds 2 comes out. It's their first $80 game. Nobody is going to buy that game for $80.
No.
Like
I'm not.
You right, like you are the picture of the customer for Outer Worlds 2.
I love Outer Worlds. I love the first one.
You're not going to pay $80.
Very good game.
And I don't blame you.
Absolutely not. And I won't pay $80 because I know that game will be $40 at some point.
If it comes out in October, I could see it. I could realistically see it being down to 60. Maybe 50 by Black Friday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It could be like a Friday deal. It's $50.
Yeah.
But, and only because no one's going to fucking buy it.
No.
You and I were talking, obviously, we've talked a lot about this, like offline and stuff.
I mean, it's been this news story has been a week and a half.
Yeah.
So,
it's been a topic of conversation amongst anyone who gives a shit about games since it happened. But we were joking, it's like, is Elder Scrolls 6 the last one? And I told you, what if Elder Scrolls 5 is the last one?
Yeah, right.
Because you cannot tell me that game is safe. It should be, because it will make an insane amount of money. And it's guaranteed to sell day one at $80. Will be $80 minimum.
Oh,
it's
easily.
guaranteed to
They
sell
will
day
maximize that.
But can you tell me 100% sure that game's coming out?
No, nobody can.
Not anymore.
Nobody can.
But the thing is when Sony tells me we're making another Horizon or something, that game will come out.
Oh,
if they utter the words Last of Us 3, damn straight it's coming out.
You'll be waiting a while, but yeah.
You'll be waiting a while, but it will come out.
Yes.
Like, do you have any thought that Intergalactic could be canceled by Sony?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
But
I think we were all shocked when Concord got canceled.
Because that's a whole different animal, but it was such a crazy thing for them to do. But if they tell me they're going to make Ghost of Yotai, it would be unprecedented for that game to not come out.
Right?
I mean, obviously they just did a showcase and it's closer than anything else, but I don't believe a single word Xbox says about anything.
No.
Another Gears,
they're getting ready to ramp up and tout off, a new system probably for next fall.
That's the other part. Gonna be? What the fuck are you talking about? We're making new systems. What is it? What could it possibly be? How much is it?
The latest projections now for a PS6 are now late 2028.
That seems correct.
And that makes sense when you put out a pro model. Like, I would be very happy if they were like, "Hey, next fall." Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Because again, we're talking about like with the PS5, even the base model. I have a base, you have a pro. Even the base model, you cannot tell me we're getting much better than what some of the shit I'm seeing.
My big argument for that now is look at Death Stranding 2.
There's that.
It doesn't look much better on a pro. And you cannot tell me that game, like, it is, we're 5 years into this generation. That is the first game I've looked at this generation gone, okay, we seem like we've really tapped into what this system can do. Yeah.
Right. Well,
it's a game that's on one platform.
I played Ghost of Tsushima, just that prologue thing, and I think that game is one of the greatest looking games I've ever seen.
And that's 5 years old.
And the next one's coming.
Yeah.
Like, you imagine how much better can that one look than this? But I believe it. With Xbox, I don't believe a damn thing.
No.
At all.
But Perfect Dark was smoke and mirrors.
It was. Yeah. Even if it was playable, and even if it was only playable under those specific circumstances that the guy in the trailer had to do to make that happen, that doesn't mean it's an actual, like, working game.
Right.
No. I will say the only things I believe out of Microsoft now is I do believe we've seen it. I believe Gears E-Day will come out. There's no way in which I don't think.
I think that's probably too far along to not come out.
I think that's a guaranteed. I think that whatever this Halo project is, that I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed when it's revealed. Which I put that in the news too. It's going to be revealed in October. I think that is far enough along that you'll get that. Is it going to be good? I don't know.
If it's what you told me, where it's just a remake of that with no
the first
multiplayer,
game with no multiplayer,
I don't need it.
I don't know if even that. I still don't think. I don't even think the PlayStation people would be excited for that. No, because they're going to want the multiplayer too.
Yes. So the appeal of the game.
That's the rumor going around right now. Is it's just a remake of the first campaign, and that's it. And I told you, like, you're going to sell that to people for $80.
That better be $40 at most.
Yeah, it better be cheaper than $80, or boy, that's dead in the water. But like I said before, we've kind of had this sentiment going forward for a while, but now we're really at the point where it's like, I don't know anyone on this earth that would go out and buy an Xbox today. For what? What is the point? I've been looking at it the last, couple of months, and especially now I've been like, what can I just re-get on the PlayStation? And just, at this point, I'm just going to play everything there. Like, there's some things that I have tied to the Xbox. Like I always have to play Rock Band there if I want to play Rock Band, but I'm not buying thousands of songs again. But
there's not even physical discs. Not that that's a huge deal anymore as we get further and further into this, but they've already punted on it. It's gone.
They updated their Facebook banner today because Tony Hawk's out on Game Pass today. and it's very telling where their mindset is. In the very middle of the graphic is a Series X digital edition, the white one. So, and I laughed when I saw it. I was like, that's where they're at. So I don't know, man. Like, it's just I've never been more bummed on that brand and that system than I am right now.
I'm just so over it, because I'm over like the lies, like the constant like pumping it up, and they never deliver anything. They haven't delivered.
They delivered you Starfield 2 years late.
Whoops. 2 years late and a year early at the same time somehow.
How has that not been announced for PlayStation yet?
Because it's dead and it's over. They don't give a shit about it. It's gone.
Well, they do keep talking about doing another DLC for it. So that's the only thing I can think of realistically. Is
who's playing it?
But once that's done, then you get your complete edition.
Yeah, I guess so. But at that point, it's far too late.
But again, if you woke up tomorrow and you open up the IGN app and it says Starfield's coming to PlayStation on October 13th this year, it'll be the top of that digital storefront. Number one selling game.
And I'll wishlist it and pay half price for it.
Exactly. But again, this past month they put up the statistics or whatever, I think for May, for the best selling games. Number 2 through 5, Microsoft Studio games.
Right.
For PlayStation. So,
but it's because
people are willing to buy them there, though.
But it's because it's new stuff. If it was the kind of thing where it was like, okay, well, we did 4. Which Horizon did they do? 5?
It's a 5, which is a 4-year-old game.
But if they did Horizon 4, not as many people are going to be in on it.
Yeah,
like it's
new to the PlayStation.
It's new
crowd.
to them.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why they're excited.
Like Gears is going to be huge on PlayStation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll be a top selling game of the year.
Absolutely,
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So 20-year-old game will be a top selling, but it's true. So, I mean, hell, you and I are going to buy it. It's $40, and it's I'm glad that there's a physical copy of that, and it's all on the disc.
Yes. That's a
and
main
I can
reason.
Look at that and go, boy, this is fucking weird.
That's the main
Gears
reason
on PS5. Yeah, that's the main reason.
I'm going to buy it right away.
And I love that campaign.
Yeah, the game's fun.
That game's great.
But we should probably just get in more like this Phil Spencer stuff. But it's like,
what a bummer. He should start down.
If you start to go back and you start to like go through things he said last year or the year before, it's like there's just a huge pattern of everything being lies. And like, yes, I know he is not the one that's in charge of everything. Yes, I know he's not the one that is in charge of deciding who and what gets fired when. But he has a hand in it. He is a big part of it. He has to report all of this stuff to people above him. And the people above him are budget people, number crunching people who don't know what the fuck an Xbox is, other than this isn't making me money. Like,
correct.
So somebody has to take the blame. But here's the thing. Phil put that blame and that responsibility on himself.
He did.
By becoming, remember when they made like Xbox Game Studios? Like they're like, we're making this a thing. I'm in charge. I'm taking over. I'm going to make the games. I'm going to Japan and I'm getting Final Fantasy on the fucking Xbox. He did it. But that's all he did. He got he brought me Phantasy Star Online. I appreciate that. That's all you did. Everything else is a lie. You convinced everybody that this $70 billion purchase of Activision was going to save everything. And all it did was help kill everything. Mm-hmm. But don't worry, Call of Duty is safe. Don't worry.
Here's a quote from Phil Spencer from February this year. I was recently out at Rare. It's nice to see the team with Everwild and the progress that they're making. It's like a dream that Matt Booty and I have had for a long time, so it's finally good to be there. We can give those teams time. That was February.
Remember, Matt Booty is just as guilty for all this stuff because he's like, we're going to give these guys time to do stuff. But now, because after all these other failures, like we closed Arcane, we closed Tango, we closed all this stuff. After all of those failures, we understand that we need to support these studios. I need to go out there. I need to help them do stuff. We need to, as a company. Now, instead, you're closed, you're closed, you're closed, you're closed. Who's next?
How about the great graphic I sent you that breaks everything down? Phil Spencer is the worst leader in gaming history. In his tenure, Phil Spencer has closed 6 studios canceled multiple games and fired 6,750 gaming division employees.
And you know what?
Canceled.
Maybe those numbers wouldn't be so bad if he'd actually released any fucking games during that time.
Yeah.
But he hasn't.
Here are some of the canceled games you're gonna. There's a couple in here you're gonna laugh at. There's this. Some of these are obviously are recent. ZeniMax MMORPG, Ghostwire Tokyo 2, Hi-Fi Rush 2, whatever remember Black Tusk Studio, whatever they were working on canceled. The Halo Battle Royale, Perfect Dark, Everwild, Fable Legends.
That was the other Fable game.
Your favorite one has been mentioned in a long time. Scalebound.
Oh, my Beats headset.
We want to go back.
Game.
Some of the key personnel that have left.
I've seen more Scalebound than Fable. By the way.
I saw more of that game than I've seen of Fable. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Some of the key personnel that he's lost. Again, he didn't fire all these people. These are people that also have left. Shinji Mikami, when they bought that studio, he left and started another studio. Mm-hmm. Joseph Staten, the writer of Halo. One of the other big, and I always forget about this one, and I always laugh. Rob Ferguson from Coalition, he left. Recently, the founder of Playground Games, he left too. Like, it's just, and then the studios that he has closed since he has been there are Arcane Austin, The Initiative, Lionhead, Roundhouse Studios, Tango Gameworks, and Alpha Dog. So all this has happened under him.
And some of these, like Arcane, that's a big studio. They made a successful
Arcane, it was one of the Arcanes, but yeah.
But like they were a part of it.
Yes, they did also make Redfall. But
but again,
before that,
but Redfall again, another game where Microsoft admitted we didn't help them do shit. We let them fail.
No, that was the thing. Yeah. Like after that, when that came out,
that was the game where they had to apologize. They had to give people refunds, and that was the one that prompted them to be like, "We're sorry. We really should have done better."
Yes.
And now,
yes.
So did you try to do better with The Initiative and try to bring in an outside company to help them make that? An outside company, like I said before, cannot figure out how to make another Tomb Raider game after they just made 3 of them and they were all pretty good. How come you can't figure out a 4th one?
Well, remember too, with that Tomb Raider was originally it was supposed to be just that one game was going to be like the story of her becoming Tomb Raider, and then they turned it into a trilogy. But it's like by the end of that 3rd game, you have now told that story. She is definitively Lara Croft as you know her. How hard is it to move forward?
Remember, didn't they even? Doesn't that game have a name?
What the
new Tomb Raider
one
game.
they're working
on? They were.
No,
remember, there was like a document or something they released or something.
There was a document.
Like,
I don't remember what it was called.
We got it, but they can't figure it out.
They can't figure.
Every report is they can't figure it out.
But hey, man,
the fuck are you talking about?
They're gonna help make.
You're gonna help me make this game, which is a complete and total rebuild of a game from
that
20 years ago.
I would argue the beloved game was 25 years ago.
Well, I like them both.
Zero was a both.
I like them both.
I do like Perfect Dark Zero too, but it's not beloved.
But
no.
Yeah, I mean, this Microsoft thing is just everything about it is insane. I could give a shit if Xbox if they came out tomorrow, we're like, turns out we're actually done. Like, we're just done. We're not going to make Xboxes anymore, whatever. I'd probably say, okay. Because it kind of feels like that's where you're at already.
It's where they're at already. Like, it's not getting any better. I cannot envision, like, even next year when we get to the showcase time, like, what are they going to announce? Right? Like, what are you going to believe when it's announced? Like, how much of that is actually going to
what am I going to care about? I don't believe for a second that any game that they announce that isn't Halo or Gears will ever come out.
Right?
We'll go back to those pillars, Halo, Gears, Forza. If it's not one of those 3, I don't believe it's real.
You don't think Black Ops 7? I'm kidding.
That's not them. But the thing is like, that's not them, though. Like, we're not talking about that's a Microsoft game studio. I know. It's not.
They're
Outer
more
Worlds
publishing that.
Is tangentially them. Like, that's a game that existed anyway, and we're paying.
When Outer Worlds doesn't sell, because it's not going to sell at $80, is that the end of Obsidian?
It's close because Avowed didn't sell either, homie. Like, it's
Avowed did terrible. And that was on Game Pass.
We're already riding the line, and we're about to cross over it with this. And when it doesn't sell, it's probably cheaper to fire everyone and keep some people and make them make ES6. Because again, of all of the stuff that isn't definitive right now, ES6 is the only thing that's guaranteed to make money.
It just, what it really seems like is, it seems like they're shedding anything that is not a guaranteed money making thing, and they're only keeping what will be successful for them. So you're seeing anything that's, I would consider a risk, being shed. Like
there's no more risks.
Like Everwild is a risk. Like at 6 years in, that's a risk.
Perfect Dark was a huge risk.
Perfect Dark was this huge risk because
Fable's probably middle level of a risk.
I would say it's a middle. Like the one thing that Fable has going for it is nostalgia, and that's kind of it. But even still, like the team that is making that game, it's not comprised of people that made a Fable game before.
Nope. That
team has only made racing games, so they know how to build an open world that's cool, because Horizon games have really good open worlds, but do they know how to make a fantasy RPG? I don't know. So, and we're gonna find out. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I've never been more bummed. Did you see? I don't know if I don't think I sent it to you today. Did you see like their gear store where you can buy like Xbox T-shirts and stuff was having a fire sale today of like just super cheap? Like I laughed when I saw it. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of also makes me think like maybe I'm gonna wake up one day and they're just like, hey, we're out. You know, we're gonna put all these games. I think
the first thing you see is they make an announcement about how we're not making physical games anymore, and they spin it as a good thing.
Yeah.
And then it just slowly winds down as to we're really more of a publisher. But I still think they're gonna do it, and they're gonna fucking try to release this next system. They're gonna do it.
The rumored modular, it's just a PC.
Yeah. I think they will.
Like,
if they're trying to sell me $1,000 ROG Ally, they're gonna try to sell me $1,000 console. That's no fucking
That's
different.
the other thing. Like, if that thing comes out and it's that expensive because it's a modular PC, because I cannot see, if that's what it is, there is no way that thing is 5 or under in terms of price. It's not possible if it's a modular, unless you're getting the cheapest components that you can put in it. And then what would the point of that be? So, so I don't know. Their gamble makes no sense on that. But like I said, you can't trust any of this stuff. You can't trust any of the games.
And again, this next console, even if it is a modular PC, what actually is it? Is it an Xbox? Everything's an Xbox,
but it has other storefronts.
But it's not an Xbox, but it's Steam. At that point, I just buy a fucking computer that's this big and do it myself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, it's crazy.
Make a GameCube level piece, like size PC, and be good with that.
If you would have told me 20 years ago, well, I mean, 20 years ago, if you had asked me to pick which one of these three wouldn't be around at that point, I probably would have said Xbox, because it just would have made the most sense. Because Nintendo's never going away. Like, in terms of Nintendo, just they can't. Sony seems like they care a lot about it, but Microsoft always had other things to fall back on.
Sony, it's their profitable brand, like subdivision.
Yeah,
Microsoft is not
subdivision. Yeah,
because they kept spending. But I also don't think you could have told me 20 years ago with the 360 coming out and everything, that in 2025 I would not give a shit about the Xbox anymore. I just don't.
No, I would have never guessed that either. I mean,
even 10 years ago, I wouldn't have told you. No way.
No, like I was in it so hard in that 360 generation.
Yeah, I love the 360, man.
The Xbox One is where I kind of wavered a little bit. And then, like, the PlayStation 4 just ended up being the better system.
The middle of the PS4 era is kind of when it turned around, and I was like, I think I'm out on an Xbox, because that was, if you think about it, that's really kind of when they stopped
Game Pass
making.
Hit. Yeah,
and if you think about it, that's really kind of when Xbox stopped having a lot of like exclusive stuff that wasn't just the yearly Forza. Or
I always go back to 2016 as being like the last year they had what I would consider risky exclusives, because you had that Recore game that was a risky exclusive.
Trying something.
You had Dead Rising 4, kind of a risky exclusive. There's one other one I'm forgetting that was, but they were all games that were unique. Like, you aren't going to see Microsoft put a game out like Recore in 2025.
No.
There's no way.
And that, you know what? And
that
that's
game's
why,
not bad either.
And that's why Scalebound died. That's when they stopped taking risks, which is insane because that was a platinum game and it was probably going to sell well to the people who gave a shit about it. But yes, it wasn't a mass appeal game. Yeah. And they tried a little bit more, but they tried it more with like Grounded and Pentiment, where they weren't huge games that they took a risk on. They were smaller things they took a risk on.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to see anything like that either.
No, Pentiment. I think those are gone too. They put them on PlayStation and let them sell, and now they let them die. Grounded, you're getting a new one. Wow.
Grounded, you're getting a new one probably more because they made a better engine for it.
They can make more money off it.
They can make more money off it, and it's launching on everything. Switch.
Yep. Switch is where that game's going to do better.
Yes, very well. Very, very much. So, but yeah, it's like I said, it's just every time I've even thought about like, well, I have this game I could play on the Xbox, and I'm just not feeling it. So it's a very weird time. So we'll see. We'll see what the rest of the year holds for them. But I
don't have high hopes for them at all.
I don't have high hopes. Like, it's the other thing I thought the other day is like my Game Pass subscription finally is done in October. And this is the first time now where I've been like, I don't know if I re-up that. Like, I haven't decided. So just because I'm not really playing anything there. So, but then I think like, well, there's, I can always play on PC. So I haven't decided yet, but like, I will say this has leaned me into questioning re-upping that.
I find myself literally at the point where I just don't care.
Yeah.
When I go to the store and I like Walmart or anything, and I'm always looking at like the video games, looking for clearance stuff. I'm always looking for PlayStation and Switch clearance stuff. Xbox stuff is always on clearance, and I just don't care.
There's not even that much of it anymore.
No, there isn't. But what there is clearance, and I don't care.
Yeah. Told you like my Walmart, they like it used to be 2 aisles. So the one aisle was PlayStation and Xbox, and then there was other like we'll call it a half aisle that was Switch. They're not all in one aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And the Xbox section is like maybe a little 4-foot section that has like maybe 10 games that are recent and not very many copies of them. And then stashed in that case at the bottom, ton of clearance stuff. So compared to like Switch, obviously that section expanded, Switch and Switch 2, and then PlayStation being the biggest one. The other thing too, I'll say is like, while they did raise the prices of those systems, I never see any of them in the store.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
I never see
they don't have them because nobody's
no,
buying
and that's
them.
what I'm saying is like I don't see any of them because I don't think they're making that many of them anymore.
I don't think Walmart's ordering them anymore. If you want an
Probably
Xbox, just get it through Microsoft. But you better not want a controller. A custom controller.
They got controllers.
Not custom.
Oh yeah, did I put that in here too? I don't know if I put that. I didn't put it in here, but the Xbox controller design lab or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has been on hiatus for over 6 months, and I don't think it's coming back. I never did one.
I never did
because I didn't want to use it. Like if I bought one, it would be for display purposes, and I always wanted to make that orange controller because I never made one. That's my favorite color. So. We can put a nail in the Xbox stuff for now.
I'm sure in the next 2 weeks they'll do something else. And
they'll
we can
do
come
something
right back
else.
to it.
Yeah. It seems like they can't stop stepping on the rakes. So as I like to say,
they can't stop laying the rakes out in front of themselves.
No, they can't. But hey, man, as they step on those rakes, they'll sure smile and tell you everything's okay.
We've never had better rakes.
Never. Other news that we got to go through here, and the rest of the stuff we can go through quickly here. At the time of this recording, this is already out, but Warhammer Space Marine 2 has confirmed new classes, Power Axe, a new Chaos versus Chaos mode, and much more. I believe that stuff didn't come out.
No. That's for the next one.
That's the next one.
You're talking about the Siege stuff that came out.
Siege is what just came out. Okay,
it's crazy that they just keep adding stuff to this game, considering they've already announced 3.
Yeah, right. So
what? So is 3? It makes me feel like 3 is probably just going to be another story campaign, and then like operations and stuff. But then they'll just put in the Siege and all this other stuff into that too. Because,
that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean we're done with the story. Obviously, we just have grind shit to do.
I still love playing the game.
It's a great game.
It's an incredible game.
Better than Gears of War?
It's
pretty close. Better than any recent Gears of War. Let's put it that way.
I will say, here's what I'll say. Yeah, recent Gears of War, yes. I think I would argue that original trilogy is really good.
Yes.
But like 4 and 5, I'd say it's better than 4
go
and
back
5.
to that. It's
Yeah. I put this in here more as a joke, but the other day I woke up and I saw this. I just kind of laughed because Naughty Dog can't stop touching and messing with and re-releasing shit for Last of Us. They have now put out a update where you can play through the story of Last of Us 2 in chronological order.
So
that game plays out of order,
right? Does it just play out of order in a sense that like you play as Ellie and then Abby and then it can
switch back and forth a lot, and then at some point their story kind of meets up, and I will say something, not to spoil it, but something very convenient happens to continue the plot. A certain thing is left behind where it's like
just came out with like the Collector's Complete Edition.
Exactly, right. It's just like they can't stop with this fucking game, and it's like, man, never ends. Did you see?
It's also strange that they just keep putting stuff out for a game that they're like, we're not gonna make a 3.
Did you see that Neil Druckmann stepped down from the show?
Back? Yeah,
under the guise of, well, my help is needed with the game. It's like. That's probably partially true, but also HBO is not very happy with how the audience dropped off with season 2 of that show. So, and I will say, I don't know if the other guy is going to do a good job of continuing to write and translate that show for HBO either. So I don't know.
Man, somebody's got to make Last of Us 3. Okay. We'll never
that's after Intergalactic.
We'll never get another Uncharted game, which is a crime. But,
it's ridiculous that even now, let's say Intergalactic comes out next year, it's done or whatever.
Uncharted.
Do a new Uncharted with his daughter.
What was the first? The first one's called Uncharted Drake's Fortune.
Yeah. I don't remember what his daughter's name is.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Uncharted whatever's Fortune. Bam.
Yeah, right.
It's already written.
It's already written. I also put this in here because I thought it was funny and I partook of the deal, but Dragon Age 3 HD sales were up 2,000% thanks to Amazon's deal. They had it down to 35. Yeah, and that was the thing where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to replace this and I'll trade in the other copy of it. So
I need to finish it. That game is so good. I got to get it done before 1 and 2 because I do want to play 1 and 2.
I do. I reserve those. So, something Fallout related is going to drop with the new season in December. My assumption by what they're saying and what they're teasing, it's probably that Fallout remaster. That's what I think.
Well, there's
Fallout
also
3.
a lot of talk about 76 content, which
you think it's just 76 content?
Yeah,
that would be disappointing.
That game's still running, and like that game is good, and I do need to go back. God, man, I really want the remaster of 3 like that. Hey, maybe when Outer Worlds 2 fails, they can make Obsidian make the New Vegas remaster. You want to talk about a game that would sell? Like a remaster or something? New Vegas.
3 would too, though.
3 would too, but I think
New Vegas would
Fallout
sell
people
a little
would
bit
want
more.
New Vegas more.
Yes, I think that's
they're both great games. So I didn't really.
There. Not to anybody's surprise, but Square Enix has now come out and definitively said that Final Fantasy will no longer be platform exclusive.
What?
They were really sour on 16's performance on PS5, and to be fair, its sales on Xbox have been very dismal. But
it's
you also waited 2
late.
years. Yeah,
like what if they really wanted to sell games? You really want to sell Final Fantasy games? What's the one thing you need to do if you want to sell Final Fantasy games?
Put it everywhere.
PC day one.
Oh yeah, PC. Yeah,
PC
sure.
day one. Doesn't I don't give a shit which one it is. PC day one. Sold.
Well, and like I was going to say, the other thing, the problem with it being Xbox is you've now also conditioned most Xbox users. They just want everything to be on Game Pass. Xbox users don't buy games nearly as often
anymore.
So,
well, and the other thing about like Final Fantasy,
Game Pass, right?
The other thing about Final Fantasy now is like 16's done, DLC's done. We're really only confirmed to be making Part 3 of Final Fantasy VII, which is fine. You know, I maintain that I like Remake and Rebirth quite a bit, and I'm excited to play whatever the end of it is. But where we go from here is important. Because whatever 17 is, and don't fool yourself, there will be a 17.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is, now has an uphill climb against not only itself, but against a game made by quote unquote 30 people.
I think
with a dude from SoundCloud and some French people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about a game that 30 people, I don't believe the 30 people thing. I think that's horseshit because there's no possible way. Like, they had to have other people come in and do other things and support.
It's probably
whatever.
more like double that.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere around there. But 30 main people employed by the actual company that made it, sure. But that game, as someone who likes 16, this game blew that game out of the water. It's not even close.
Yeah.
And like, as someone who really likes 15 or likes 15 once it was fixed and updated and they Royal Editioned it. And that was not a great game to start, but they fixed a lot of it. Someone who really likes 15, this game blows it out of the water. Like I've said before, my favorite Final Fantasy game is 12. That's a PS2 game. Like we haven't been great in a long time.
Yeah.
So whatever 17 is we got to go back to the drawing board, man. And they should take a lesson from this and go, you know what, man? People like turn-based games. People, and you know what they like? They like turn-based games that have strategy to them, like Clair Obscur does. Clair Obscur isn't just mash X to do stuff.
Whatever they do for 17 is a return to turn-based because of the success of Clair Obscur. I think after that, they're taking a hard look at it. Yes.
And they're going,
wow, for that price and what they did.
What if we went back to more of like the Final Fantasy X model where turn-based worked, but there was strategy to it? We can do this. I mean, it's going to be 17 is 4 years away, 5 years away. It's a long time.
Oh, I was going to say, do you think maybe they scale it down and have it turn like a faster turnaround?
I don't know.
That team literally proved that you don't have to take 8 years to make.
The thing
that
is
type of game.
17 needs to come hard with the story. 17 needs to.
It does.
17 needs to be like Claire, where it gives me a reason to care before I've played the game.
Yeah.
The trailer for Claire, we talked about it before. I had to know what the fuck was happening. What is the paintress? Why are people disappearing?
Yeah.
What do the numbers mean, Mason? What do they mean? I had to know.
Exactly.
With Final Fantasy, with 16, it's like a bunch of big things are going to punch each other. Oh, hell yeah. I'm already bought in as it is. But I would like to have a mystery to the story of 17 that makes me care from the beginning. And then when that mystery is revealed to me, I care even more. That's what this game did. So, yeah, shocker, they sell more copies when it's on everything. But I think there's something to be said about, like, what if 17 comes out and it sells worse?
Right? Yeah.
Then what's left? Remake 10. Remake 10. That's what's next.
Yeah. Final news item we have. I just threw this in here. It's been rumored a lot this year that Grand Theft Auto 4 is going to get some sort of remaster they're going to throw out at some point during the year. And like the time frame for this is you have to do it before GTA 6. So if they're going to do it, I feel like it would be this fall. But there's been a lot more evidence to show it.
I think that could be a kind of thing where it's like you could be like, yeah, it's out in 2 weeks, or like Oblivion style. That could easily be like an Oblivion style.
Think about how quick they put out Red Dead 1 when they did that PS4
and
thing.
You can't tell me it's that much more effort than that to make GTA.
I don't think
4.
it is. Yeah, like I've seen people talk about like, oh, it's going to look crazy and everything. Like, no, I think it's Red Dead 1 level of here you go, it's the game again.
It's cleaned up. It doesn't look cleaned up. It doesn't look great. It's clean. We fixed some bugs. We introduced new bugs. And
you'll find those.
You'll find them pretty quick. But yeah, that's an easy way to sell a game that's been dead for years for $50 to build hype for the game that you're going to sell for $100.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. So,
do you think they would have multiplayer, or do you think they'd probably take it out? Right?
I think they'd take that out.
Okay. Just play GTA.
Because think about it. The PS4 remake doesn't. Has on that.
But what if it does, and I get Shark Cash?
Ooh.
But the thing is,
I don't
4,
think so because they're prepping 6.
Well, and that's the thing is like 4. All 4 would have to be is the game, the expansions, and move on.
Yeah, and like 4's multiplayer is wildly different than what they did in 5. It's just bad. People fucking around.
It's more of like a game where like I play against you as opposed to 5 where we can do whatever the fuck we want.
It's not what you think.
I mean, but if you put out a remaster of 4 with Lost and a Damned and Battle to Gay Tony, that's a shitload of, and those DLCs are both good. So like that's a solid 100 hours of content that they could rlease and get another $50, and it would sell like crazy.
It would be 50.
Is there a way to play 4 on a PS5? No.
So
it was a PS3
that was a PS3 game.
Yeah. PS3
360 era. So
it would sell a ton.
We kick over to our game recommendations for the week. I picked the only reason I picked this off the shelf is because of that thing I showed you earlier. I sent you that text earlier this week of like, for some reason, Nintendo re-upped the trademark for this game. So I don't know if that means they're gonna like put out a new version of this or something. But because you could probably get it to work on a Switch if you wanted to. But my pick for the week is a DS game hidden gem called Hotel Dusk, which is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought it back in the day when it came out, and then I probably traded it at some point because I repicked up years later. But fantastic game.
Don't you hold it
hold it sideways?
Yeah,
you hold it like a book because you're collecting clues. It's a detective game. Really, really, really cool.
That was always cool when when games took a chance and did something like that.
Yeah,
like that.
Really, really cool game.
That Ninja Gaiden game, highly too. Remember Dragon Sword?
There were a couple games that did
Brain
that.
Age obviously did because you were writing stuff a lot.
Yeah, I think this was the coolest one that did it though.
Yeah, I think so because it made sense in terms of the thing. And you know what other game probably would have been cool like that? Phoenix Wright probably could have been cool like that.
They could have done something like that with Phoenix Wright. I put it in the same category of type of game, kind of a little bit like Phoenix Wright, but this was more detective based. That's more of a visual novel,
right?
So with a little bit of detective stuff. So, I don't know. Do you have one, Dan?
Yes. This is a good one. I was looking through some stuff for some other things, and I came across this, and I thought it'd be a good one to show just because people will appreciate it, and it is hard to find. And I think I got it for probably $40 back in the day, but it is Haunting Ground for PS2. One of all of the like this era survival horror stuff, this is actually probably one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
I really like this one a lot. I like Clock Tower 3 a lot. I played a lot of that shit, like Obscure. It's a terrible fucking game. I played, the Resident Evil spin-offs like Dead Aim, awful game. Cold Fear, which was like Resident Evil 4 on a boat, and then they made Revelations, which was just Resident Evil on a boat. But like this one's one of the better ones because like it's you and your dog buddy hanging out. Like I said, it's fucking hard to find now, and I think it's like probably $300 to $400 now.
Yeah,
it's up there
somewhere around.
Yeah,
there.
It's up there.
Maybe more.
It's one of the last games that I rented from our local video store, Dollar Video.
2005.
Do you know what the last game I ever rented there was? You'll enjoy this.
At where, Hollywood?
Dollar Video.
Oh, Dollar. Oh, I know where you're talking. Yeah, in the plaza.
The very last game I ever rented from there was Prey.
Oh shit!
2006 Prey.
Do you know
Lord.
I never
right
rented
towards the end.
anything from there.
Never. Well, I'm sure you went there.
No, I never had to because
never went in there?
I worked at Hollywood.
Yeah.
From 2002 until
you didn't really have a reason
until it essentially closed, and we lived down the street from the Blockbuster. And then before that, when I was a kid, we had a community video store I could walk to. So it was just like going to the Dollar Video thing.
Yeah,
just
for me,
had a reason.
It's weird when I think back on it because, like,
you lived on that side of town. There was no Blockbuster on your side of town.
Well, we would go to Dollar Video or we would go to Blockbuster.
There was a Blockbuster.
Yeah, there was a Blockbuster. So we would go to Dollar Video. We would go to Blockbuster. I want to say once or twice we went out to the Hollywood Video where you worked, but it was before. you worked there.
Yeah, because Hollywood. I'm trying to think of really how long Hollywood was there.
Yeah,
it was. God, when did it open? I was probably the Dreamcast.
Was it? Did it open at the same time that Game Crazy opened?
No, Game Crazy was built into
Game
it
Crazy
later.
was built into it later. Okay.
So I want to say Hollywood. A girl I went to high school with worked there, so I would have been in high school at the time. So probably like 2000.
But you also lived on that side of that town where
I lived down the street from it.
It was easier for you to go
because we could go to that location.
Yeah, like it was a bit more of a drive for us. But I will say,
even before I worked there, I always liked Hollywood better than Blockbuster.
Well, and the other thing, Dollar Video, remember, it had a different location originally before they moved it. So that was even closer to the side of town that I lived on, because we would go there a lot, and that probably, I mean, my favorite video store of all time would be the one where my grandma lived, but that was probably my other one because it was very much what you think it was.
You know where else I used to go before? But and the other reason why we didn't go to Dollar Video, our video. You remember
was that
by the 7-Eleven?
Yeah,
well, it was.
That's where I rented. That was where I rented the original Mega Man.
It was the White Hen Pantry before that.
Yeah, what used to be called White Hen Pantry. Yes, no, I rented games from there too.
I remember. You know what movie I remember renting from that? Clue.
Okay. Because nobody, even Dollar Video and Blockbuster, did, for whatever reason, never carried the original Mega Man. And there was a time, because that was where, as a kid, I used to go and get my haircut at the haircut place before they
next
moved.
door. Yep.
And so I would go into that video store and look, but I was never allowed to rent anything because for whatever they were like, we already go to Dollar Video, and we don't need to go here. But I remember I begged and begged and begged because I'm like, this game is nowhere else. I really want. I'd played Mega Man 2 and 3 and other stuff, never the original one. And finally, one day, I finally got my dad. This is the only thing we ever rented from that store was Mega Man. But I got him to open an account to rent that because I had begged enough. So, and I remember that video store being pretty cool too. So
yeah, Hollywood. I just always liked Hollywood more because I felt like they had more stuff. Like I remember Hollywood had a lot of Dreamcast stuff you could rent. You could even rent Dreamcast systems from there.
When the video store that was up the hill from my grandma closed down, the only video store then that they had in town was a Hollywood Video. So when I visited her, we would go to the Hollywood.
Hollywood even got Hollywood had such a deal with Dreamcast. Remember they have that special version of Sonic Adventure that was rental only from them. But yeah, so this I definitely got this from Game Crazy. It was probably just like maybe it was even something used because I was buying all of the random bullshit horror stuff I could get, like Echo Night Beyond, and
which is definitely worth money today.
What's that other one?
There's a lot of
there's another one I bought from there too. I would just buy anything for PS2 that looked kind of weird.
I mean, you don't have Rule of Rose.
No, that's my.
You know what's crazy? I remember seeing that game on the shelf at the video store.
We had it for sure.
But I never played it.
I remember we had a sealed copy of it forever.
But
that
was the last game I ever rented from that video store was Prey, but one of the last games was Haunting Ground.
So you played it. It's really good.
It's really good. It's very Clock Tower-y. With the difference being you have the dog with you. So awesome game. I'd love for them to make. I would love for them to make something like that now.
This shit is like
or a remaster.
Capcom could make a bank remastering all of this weird shit.
People love
from
that
PS2.
Type of
Clock Tower 3 remastered. Bam.
I don't know why they don't.
You don't even. The thing is, like, you don't even have to like. I'm not asking for you to remake it. Remaster it. Put it on the put this on the PS2 Classics.
Make that a PS2.
Holy shit! You could charge $30 for this on PS2 Classics. People would buy it. And the thing is, too, it's like even if you release this on PS2 Classics, it would not. It would not change the value of this.
Not at all.
People think that like releasing stuff digitally will affect the physical price of stuff. It does not.
No,
because
it doesn't.
If you're trying to collect something, owning it digitally means nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But yeah, so this game, hey, guess what? You can emulate it, but you should. It's very good. It's if you like PS2 era horror and you've never played it, it's very good.
What about you, Matt?
So I put on here a new game that I have been playing a couple more of is Off the Grid.
Okay.
It's one of those battle royale type games. I talked about it a while back, but I played a little more of it recently, and it's just interesting. So if like you're into those kind of games, I think you might find enjoyment in this one because it's it's different because your body parts are interchangeable, and so like you start off, you have like cyborg arms and legs, but like your legs, you can, like, as you open boxes throughout the match, you can have like leaper legs or like legs that have like swords in them, and like you can leap at people, and each of the arms have different things too. It's just like it's a very different take on a battle royale style game that more recently than I've seen.
Okay.
So I mean,
I've seen it up on the store.
yeah, it's on early access. It's in beta right now. So I mean, it doesn't look the best, I can say.
Sure.
Like some of it does look kind of janky, but it plays real well.
Okay.
And I haven't had trouble like loading into matches, and the matches have been relatively, I'm not going to say long. They're pretty quick, like 15, 20-minute matches maybe at max.
Okay.
I've been having fun with it. I feel like if you like battle royales and you want to try something else, just give it a shot.
All right, we can go ahead. We can kick over to movies. Obviously, we've done it. We're at the big week here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Superman.
You can talk as much about it as you want, but I don't want any kind of like spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Because I will say the one thing that I have a problem and an issue with in the movie is a huge spoiler, and it's one that nobody is talking about. It's not the big one that people are talking about. And we will talk about that after you see it, because I'm curious how you react to it.
Okay.
It's not the big thing that people are talking about. There is one other thing that people are talking about. I did not have a problem with it. I knew about it going in. Matt knows about it because he and I have talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why some people might. So I've seen Superman. I've been waiting for Superman all year. I mean, I can go through. I went hard. I got the cup.
You got the bucket, right?
I got the bucket. I got this bucket.
Okay.
This was probably the coolest one. And then the way they get you on this one, because the way it works at Regal is you have to buy like the drink in the bucket together.
Sure.
This one is 2 drinks because you get Superman and Lex Luthor.
Oh, look at that.
So they'll go on the shelf behind me. But I've seen Superman, and I feel like it's been a long road to this movie where like we've been talking for a long time.
It really
and like
hasn't been though.
It hasn't been. That's the thing. It feels like it, but it hasn't been. But I feel like it's been back for like, is it going to be good? Do you think that they're going to pull it off? Is it?
Well, I think a lot of that.
Or is it going to be a disaster?
I think a lot of that too comes from like, this is the beginning of what's to come next. Like,
it is the beginning of the DC universe. Is what we're. It's not the E. It's the Gunverse. That's a better way to put it. I had a blast with it, but it's not perfect. It does have some issues. I think our, Eric, who used to be on the show, he was talking with us today, and the thing what he was asking is like, could his kid see it? And that's the first thing I'll say is this is probably the most kid friendly live action Superman movie that's ever been made. It's very colorful. The crypto is a huge part of the movie, and I will say even in the audience even for the audience that I saw the movie with, which was all adults, I don't think there was any kids in it. People love that dog. Even though it's a CG, like it's a CG dog, it didn't bother me. I'll say too, like the CG in the movie, like going into it, I was like, this is gonna be rough. There's only one thing in the movie that I think looks bad.
It's
CG.
when Nicolas Cage Superman fights a big spider. Right?
Yes. Even though they hired him to come back, they CG'd it. No, you have actually. They show it in the trailer. It's a little alien baby. It looks because we have not been able to make CG infants look good.
No,
in any stretch of the event. Like remember Flash? Yeah.
Ugh.
So like, but none of the other CG in this movie is Flash bad. Like even the giant kaiju you see him fighting in the trailer does not look bad to me. So you could tell it's a CG monster. It's not a practical thing, but it doesn't look bad.
Gotcha.
One of the biggest, like breath sighs of relief I can put on this movie is like going into it. The big question wasn't could he pull it off? It was, is this movie going to be overstuffed? Are there too many characters? No. I can definitively say, like, walking in and walking out of this movie, this is a Superman movie. There are other characters in it, like Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific, I'll say, of those trio, that dude steals the show every scene he's in this movie. He's awesome.
Okay.
Awesome character. Like, even to pick somebody that I think, like, not many people know who that character is from the comics. People are going to walk out of this and go, that dude's cool.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever get to the point in Arrow where he was in it?
No.
Okay.
Was he in Arrow?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
He's there the last couple seasons because, like, that's my frame of reference for that character.
Okay. You'll like him here.
Okay.
He's good. It's the second thing I'll say about it. It's a James Gunn movie. So if you're somebody that doesn't like James Gunn movies, this isn't going to win you over. It's very much his version of Superman. I will say with that, music wise, like you go watch any of those Guardians movies, he loves to put a ton of music in his movies, like popular music. It's very muted in this movie. There's only 1 or 2 songs of music. Everything else is the score. And that works better, I think, for a Superman movie. Everything else is the score. In terms of performances, nobody's bad here, but I really like this dude as Superman. He's very charismatic. He's probably the closest we have to like getting really closer to like what Christopher Reeve was.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's ever going to be Christopher Reeve like that. Like my frame of reference for Batman is like Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody for me will ever top Christopher Reeve. Like that's my Superman. That's who I grew up with. This dude is really good though, man. Like he just embodies the character, but he also feels fresh. He's younger. Right. He's not, like he has been. So when the movie opens, and this isn't a spoiler, they just do a crawl, kind of almost Star Wars like.
Good.
Where it's just like, hey, this is what happened. This birthed this, and then he's been here for 3 decades. He's been Superman for 3 years, and then the movie starts.
Perfect.
And they just throw you in it. It at times you might feel like, oh, I kind of feel like I'm watching the second Superman movie in a franchise because they don't do the origin. And they throw a lot at you, but it never feels like it's too much. But there are things that aren't explained. Like not to get into spoilers or anything, but there are things that happen that like they might say a sentence or two about something and you just go with it because it's a comic book movie. It is a very comic book Superman. So it feels like a mix of the Silver Age Superman and Christopher Reeve Superman. With all that being said, there is one scene in the movie that does go kind of dark, and that was the one thing I was saying to Eric when he was asking like if his son could watch. I'm like 99% yes. There's one scene with Lex Luthor specifically that goes kind of dark, but it was more of like I was shocked they did what they did because I didn't think they were going to do it. And it kind of was like, you take out for a second. I'm like, oh, I guess it is a PG-13 movie, but it never really feels like that for the rest of it. It does have some surprises and some twists, but they never overstuff it with too many villains or anything like that. Like the villain of this movie is Lex Luthor through and through. And the one character I will say, like, as I was watching the movie, like, okay, like immediately, Superman, he's great. Lois Lane, that chick, great as Lois. She reminds me of Margot Kidder. She's really good as Lois Lane. And they have they have a very good chemistry together where I feel like as much as I like Man of Steel and the Snyder stuff, I never felt like Amy Adams and Henry Cavill had like a chemistry. It just didn't really fit there.
Yeah.
These people feel like, hey, they're in a romance, and they've only been a couple for 3 months at this point. They reference that several times. The one character, when it started, I was like, I don't think this is going to work for me. And as the movie went on, it grew on me to the end. I was like, no, they're actually really good. Is Lex Luthor. As it started, the very first scene of him like talking to these government people in a government building, I guess is the way I will say it. He just comes off as like, it's a higher tone pitch to his voice that I'm not used to for Lex Luthor. And I had a hard time getting around that because I'm like, as he's talking, I'm just kind of like, this doesn't really seem like Lex Luthor. But the more it goes on, the more that his plans are kind of unveiled, and the more you realize like what he's doing. Like, he's a pretty like evil Lex Luthor in a way that like what's the last Lex Luthor we had? It was Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah. He was terrible.
He was awful.
So this is a 180 from that. So anything else I can say? I will say like the end, as far as end credit scenes go, you don't have to sit and watch them. It's not, they are not setting anything up. They're just kind of like, think like Avengers or any of the Guardians movies. Yeah. They're just kind of jokey things. Yeah. There's only one thing in this movie that they do to set up what might be coming. And then there's one other thing with a character that I was telling her after the movie was over. I feel like if you really want to, you can continue with that down the road as another storyline.
Right.
That's as much as I could say without spoiling that. So, and I'm talking around things in this movie to not spoil it for you. So, but I'm very interested when, after you see it, if you pick out the one thing that I have a problem with in the movie and how you feel about it. Cause you'll see. I'm curious. So if you see it tomorrow, I need you to text me and tell me, because I want to know. But overall for me, as a huge, like, I'm not as big of a Superman fan as obviously Batman, but Superman is big for me. It was an 8 out of 10 for me. Like, I really enjoyed my time with it. It's not perfect. There are some things, there are a lot of jokes. It's a very humorous Superman movie. I will also say, like, Mr. Terrific steals a scene, and also Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
I heard he
very, very good.
Yeah,
he's very good. Like, even as we were going in, the movie started. My friend Ross, obviously, you and he watched The Rookie. You're very familiar with Nathan Fillion. He rolled his eyes like, "Oh, Nathan Fillion's in this." By the end of the movie, he's like, "He's pretty good in that movie."
Yeah.
So he's very good. There's a thing he does at the end, towards the end of that movie with his Green Lantern powers that you will laugh out loud when you see it, because it's just ridiculous in a very funny way.
I saw a good interview with him about his Green Lantern and like how he's like, if you want like a proper Green Lantern, he's not who you call. But if you want somebody to get the job done, he's who you call.
My favorite interview with him for this movie was when he's like, I got the call from James Gunn, because they've been friends and worked with each other for years. And he said, when he said I was going to be Green Lantern, he said, I'm really excited. And then he told me which Green Lantern I'm going to be and the wig I have to wear. And I wasn't as excited. There's a joke about his hair in the movie that's very funny too. Very funny. So 8 out of 10. It's fun. It brings back like joyful, fun Superman. I mean, and I will say, like, they go so far in this movie. Like, there's two things that I feel like, even though it's been 13 years, are direct course corrections from Man of Steel and the Snyderverse. One, they go very far out of their way in this movie to let you know this Superman does not kill.
He won't kill. Yep.
They go overboard.
No neck snapping.
Overboard. I won't spoil the joke with it, but they go overboard with it. And you'll see, when you see it, you'll laugh. The other thing that they do, insane course correction, Ma and Pa Kent. Perfectly, exactly how you would want them to be. There is a scene with him and Pa Kent. You've seen in the trailer where they're sitting on like the porch. Phenomenal.
Does he tell him to let school kids drown in a bus?
No, he tells him what he should fucking tell his adopted son. Whereas Kevin Costner was like, I don't know if you should save people. You know, there's no dumb tornado scene. There's nothing like that in this movie. So there are little things I can nitpick at, or I can look at something and be like, that was kind of fucking stupid. But overall, it's very fun. Like the best compliment I can give him, this is what I told my fiance when it was over, and she loved it too. Is I said, it feels to me like a mix of those two things, but at the end of the day, when I walk out of it, what it really feels like is I watched a live action version of an episode of the 90s cartoon in the best possible way. So it's awesome. There, there had to be, I'll mention it briefly, but it's very silly to even say. There was the thing going around earlier this week where people are trying to say it's woke or something like that. Not at all. There's nothing in this movie that would make you think that. It has a very good, the entire message of this movie is human kindness and human decency. And he even has a very good speech about that at the end of the movie, which I thought was very well done. So it's fantastic. So it's fantastic. It doesn't, other than one thing, it doesn't really set up like a huge thing for what's going forward with the DCU. And I don't think that's a problem.
It's not time to do it yet.
I think part of it is like making this movie, hey, I don't know if it's going to be successful. Now we know, at least I can tell you today, at the time of this recording, it made $22 million
it's
Thursday
not
previews.
Time to set up the big universal bad until you've got a Batman movie in and a third character. Whoever that's going to be, fine. But you need, until we're 3 entries deep.
Well, we know who that third character is because their movie is next, which is next May.
Which one?
That's Supergirl.
Well, I'm talking about like someone who's not a Superman character. I'm talking about like Superman, Batman, and then X, whoever the third.
Is it Wonder Woman? Is it exactly.
Flash? Is it anybody?
I guess it's too early to be Flash.
I don't know because if the whole thing's reset, the only one I would argue it's probably too soon to be is Aquaman.
I think it's too soon to do a Flash movie too. For me, I would like to see them go the opposite direction and do Martian Manhunter.
That would be cool too.
That'd be cool because that's never been done.
He's in the Supergirl show, and he's pretty good in that. But
he's in the Snyder Cut.
Wow.
But I mean, they could do that here, and I think people would be down for it.
Yeah.
So,
or do Flash, and we get the TV show guy. No, don't do that.
He's probably too old for it now. What do you think?
He's younger than me. So, I mean, he's fine. But I wouldn't do it anyway. You gotta distance yourself from all the existing stuff.
I will be interested to talk about it after you've seen it, and we can talk spoilers. Maybe even next time we record, if you've seen it by then, we can talk spoilers about it. But it's way too early to do that. So,
right.
Yeah.
The only other stuff that I watched outside of Superman, I did watch that Josh Hartnett movie, Fight or Flight, which you did too as well, Matt.
Yep.
It's fine. It's I think I gave it a 5 out of 10. Like, it's okay. It seems like a weaker version of Bullet Train. Josh Hartnett's not bad in it. But the thing that kind of threw me off is like, there's some stuff that happens in the second act that's incredibly silly. It also ends in a way where it's like, hey, we're going to make a sequel to this. And I don't think that's going to happen. But there are parts of it where like it gets really violent in a way that I wasn't expecting. And that doesn't always work with action comedies, in my opinion. So like, for example, like he's fighting one dude and all of a sudden that dude gets scalped. And I was just kind of like, oh, which they show.
Can I say the premise of this movie was really cool? Like,
yeah, no, I have no problem with the premise of it. I don't think the execution was perfect.
No, I feel like though the story behind it and like how he ended up on the plane and what was going on with it, fantastic. I was intrigued on it. I was like, dope. This is interesting. Just by halfway through the movie, I was like, okay.
Starts to get a little silly.
Too silly for me.
Yeah. So, like I said, for me, it was a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I can agree with you number wise. 5 out of 10, I'd say the same thing.
The last thing, and I only put this on here because on the way home from Superman last night, my fiance was talking about like what she would want to see whenever Batman and Superman meet in this universe, because that'll happen, and how she wants them to have like better banter than Batman v Superman in those movies. And so she mentioned this animated movie, which I probably saw when it came out, but I don't remember. Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. So we got home last night and it's on Hulu. It's only an hour. And so we watched it. What's fucking crazy about this movie is this movie came out in 2009. It's 2025. The premise of this movie is that Lex Luthor is the president of the United States. And it is so eerie to parallel what's going on right now. Like, it's fucking crazy. Because we watch, like, the first 10 minutes I finally looked at her, I'm like, this is what's going on right now. Only we don't have a Batman and Superman. Like, literally, it is wild. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's worth watching. It is Kevin Conroy and Tim Daly, so that's good. Because they always kill it. It's all those people you would expect, like whoever the original voice actor for Lex Luthor was from the 90s cartoon. I don't remember. That's Lex Luthor here. So it has all those voice actors. It does have very big cameos for some of the other villains and stuff in it, but essentially the plot of it is Lex Luthor is the president. He's kind of cleaned up the United States in his way. One of my favorite parts of it that really kind of nails you on the head of the parallels of today is like they show a shot of the front of the White House and there's just a giant fucking statue of himself in front of it, and that made me laugh because I'm like, we're like 3 months away from that.
Oh, yeah.
So but basically what he does is he puts out a bounty on Batman and Superman for $1 billion, and it just has all these villains going after them after he makes Superman look bad,
right?
Like through some fucked up like footage. Very, very interesting movie. And very well animation is okay, but it's very well acted in terms of it's Kevin Conroy, so
yeah,
worth watching. But it's on Hulu. It's also on HBO Max. So that for me, that's what I watched. So I've not watched The Bear yet. I need to.
Okay, so
I want to.
I watched the actual movie of the summer. Unlike someone here, I saw Jurassic Park Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if I said anything clever to you when it was over, other than this movie sucks. Like, it's not good at all.
No, you told me first it sucks, and then you gave me a bullet point breakdown of every reason why.
It is illogical. It is nonsensical. The character motivations are all over the place. People are dumb and then somehow get dumber as the movie goes on.
And then I think maybe a couple days later, I started seeing the memes and asked you, like, what is this Snickers wrapper?
I'm just going to tell people what the fuck the Snickers bar is, because it's insane. It's the first 2 minutes of the movie. So once again, the plot of this movie is we need to go get more dinosaurs. We don't have enough dinosaurs.
They need their DNA.
We need more dinosaurs. We specifically need DNA from a land dinosaur, a sea dinosaur, and an air dinosaur. Why? Who the fuck knows? It doesn't make any sense. They're trying to make some kind of like heart medication, which could extend people's lives by 10 years. Wow, big damn fucking deal. I get it. All right. There has to be a motivation. But again, why they specifically need like a land, sea, and air dinosaur, if it was explained, I didn't hear it because it was rolling my eyes too damn hard. So in the beginning, we're on yet another secret island where they're doing yet more dinosaur experiments, like trying to like mutate these things together, right?
Of course.
As they have to check into like the super deadly one, which is the one you see in the trailers and stuff, where it's like a fucked up T-Rex, but it's actually got like human hands or something. It's fucking weird. This guy's eating a Snickers bar, and then he realizes, I got to put my mask down, and he drops his Snickers bar wrapper. And as they're going through the door, there's a shot of the Snickers bar wrapper. And I told my buddy as it was happening, I was like, am I watching a Final Destination movie right now? Because none of this makes any fucking sense. So they go through this door, and then like wind sucks up the Snickers bar, and it does a little twirl like it's an American Beauty or some shit. And it gets sucked into this door vent, so the door can't close. But the alarm doesn't go off right away. It waits a little bit for them to need to get out of this, like, it's called the D-Rex. Get out of the D-Rex pen, and the guy's banging on the door, and they got to turn the key at the same time to open the gate, and, she doesn't do it because the thing appears behind him and picks him up and fucking eats him. And it's just like, it's like half Final Destination to half horror movie, and I went, here we go. And so there's a lot of problems with the character motivations, and I'm going to spoil a bunch of this movie, but not in, like, a way that truly matters, because it's a Jurassic Park movie. So if you want to know what happens, think about it for 20 minutes and you probably understood the whole
exactly
movie.
Right.
So they make a big deal about her character. Scarlett Johansson's character is like Spec Ops, Special Forces blah, 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 whatever. And this pharmaceutical guy is trying to get her to go to this island to get this DNA. And she's like, no, I'm not doing it. No, I don't want to do it. He goes, what if we paid you a lot of money? Okay, I'm going to do it. Like she's switch flip, done. I'm immediately.
Yeah, fuck it.
10 minutes later, not even 5 minutes later, she's at the museum recruiting the scientist guy to come help out and help her out and get this and get the DNA. Don't you want to see? Because the plot of the movie, or not the plot, but like a crux of the movie is nobody gives a shit about dinosaurs anymore in this world, which is
sounds about right.
Again, not very logical because realistically in the universe, it's happening in real time. Dinosaurs have quote unquote only been back for 30 years. People would still care about dinosaurs, especially considering they can't be kept in captivity anymore because we've decided we're going to retcon that whole thing and basically just say the climate, they can't live in the climate unless it's on the equator. So we've it's instantly solved the problem of why aren't there dinosaurs everywhere? Deus Ex Machina, forget about it. We'll move on. So she's immediately doesn't want to go, immediately wants to go. Okay. So she recruits the scientist dude. She goes to this island to get her buddy, not Blade. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Mahershala.
Maybe one day he'll be Blade, but probably not.
Blade.
I know him.
And her security guy, and then and they're set off, and then not Blade's two boat people. They set off this island to tag the Mosasaurus. Cut to family sailing across the ocean for one last family trip before the older daughter goes to college. Oh no. Who they somehow decide, why don't we swim through dinosaur infested waters? We'll be fine on our little sailboat.
Like, to be fair, do they know that ahead of time, or is it just
it's very clear. It is said multiple times in this movie. Every government on the planet, we can't agree on anything, but every government on the planet has agreed, don't fucking go here. Just don't do it.
Okay.
So everyone knows it. We're going to sail right through it. We'll be fine. They get attacked by the big dumb dinosaur in the land. Their boat flips over. The daughter's the daughter's fucking dumbass boyfriend is along for the ride, and he's lazy.
Wonderful.
He's a slob. He sleeps the whole time. He doesn't wear a shirt the whole time. I'm just tired and I don't want to help do the boat. So obviously the dad fucking hates him. And guess what? As an audience viewer, I fucking hated him too. I wanted him dead.
You wanted a pterodactyl to fly down and take him away.
Dead. But he just escapes death throughout the entire movie. And I'll get to it in a minute.
Okay.
But so they flip over, and the other people are on the way to get the thing, and then they get the Mayday call, and they're like, we gotta go save him. We gotta save him. So they go back and they save him. Pull him on the boat. They go back. They fight the big dinosaur. Scarlet. They need to shoot a syringe into this thing to suck the blood out, and then the thing will shoot off with a parachute, and then they can recover it. It's stated multiple times. To get to the Mosasaurus, they have to shoot from 10 meters away. So she's spec ops, dude. She's got the rifle. She's ready to go. She goes up to the front of the boat. For some reason, instead of having the security guy secure her to the boat, she has the museum guy who has not been shown to have any weapons training, none of this stuff. He knows he's not told to be like this. She has him help her steady the gun. Of course, that goes horribly wrong. And as a spec ops person, she doesn't really seem to be able to handle a fucking gun.
I was going to say, why would she even need his assistance when she's a spec ops person?
Strapped to the boat. But the security guard guy could have done that because he was doing nothing else. But she also doesn't seem to know how to handle a fucking gun. She gets flipped over on point, flips, shoots the dart on accident. It's real fucking spec ops. Her character, I told my buddy when it was over, they needed a 10-minute establishing scene of her being a badass, and we know she can be because she's Black Widow. We know that's for a fact. And B, I needed some kind of establishing thing about maybe she fucking hates dinosaurs, right? I said, what if, because they reference at one point, she's like, this guy I used to be on a team with, he's dead. He's died, and I'm so sad he's dead. What if they had done a 10-minute scene in the beginning where her fucking dude gets killed by a dinosaur on a spec ops mission in the jungle? Bam. Instant credibility, instant motivation for not wanting to go, but then when hearing money, goes.
wanting to go.
It's just like there's no back. Am I supposed to know who all these people are before this starts? Because it seems like it.
Yeah.
All right. Long story short, they end up on the fucking island. 2 people are dead by this point. Not the dumbass boyfriend. They get separated because the bad guy, it's revealed he's bad because he almost lets the daughter of the family die.
Hell yeah.
He almost lets her die. Basically, she would have if the boyfriend, out of nowhere, jumps in the water to save her, drags her back to the thing, and then the dad's like, wow, you did so great. He's like, whatever, man. I don't care. And then, like, they try to, like, have him have, like, a redeeming arc at one point where he tells his dad, like, nah, man, I'm real lazy. I don't get it. And it's like, this kid's just a piece of shit. He has no redeeming qualities of any kind. Maybe if at one point he had actually like saved the little girl from a dinosaur or had like taken a hit from a dinosaur for somebody, never happens. You're waiting for it to happen.
No point in the movie. Okay.
I don't know why he's there other than to just like piss me off.
Piss the audience off.
Yeah.
Everything in the movie is convenient for convenience sake. Everything happens just right. We have to be at this point in the island by this specific time or we won't make it off. Everybody makes it there at that specific time. Wow, that's weird.
Of course.
There's a hidden temple on this island that just so happens that you see this in the trailer. It's not a big deal. Where like the pterodactyl thing, which is a mutant thing.
It's the thing they're scaling up,
has
right?
its nest, yeah. Just so happens to be a fucking hidden temple on this island. And they somehow think, man, we have to scale down, we have to rappel down this mountain to get in there. It's like, yeah, but how did they build it into the wall?
Who built this? Yeah, exactly.
They would have had to have had another way in to get in and out of it, other than climbing up and down a wall. And of course, right after it's needed, I'll check out this fucking staircase. It's right here. And these guys, they somehow, 2 people somehow run down this staircase, which is probably 300 feet in the air, in the same time that it takes for the scientist dude to fucking fall out of the thing, hit multiple branches on his way down, and land in the water, and he's perfectly fine. And not only is he perfectly fine, his glasses stay on perfect.
Hell
that happens twice. His glasses never move. His glasses are made out of stuff they could build planes out of because it would never fucking break.
Awesome.
There's also an insane thing where like the family gets separated and they want to go down this river and there's a sleeping T-Rex next to the thing and the girl decides I'm going to make as much fucking noise as I can next to the T-Rex.
Yes.
And not only that, but when she opens this raft and it makes this huge fucking noise, it like pops up and then it falls over and he's gone. Where'd the T-Rex go? He must be the quietest thing in fucking existence because he didn't make a single sound standing up and walking away. And then
this movie sounds amazing.
It's just everything about it.
It's 6.2.
That's
on
too
IMDb.
high. That's twice as high. That seems high. Because everything in this movie doesn't make sense. This T-Rex steps on this raft, bites this raft, rips it apart, doesn't puncture at all. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Build everything out of whatever you built this raft out of. It can't be punctured. It's crazy. And then, of course, the T-Rex just misses all of them. Can't figure it out. It's just everything. And then they get to the end, and it's like somehow flashlight. They make it clear that nobody's been here in years. I want to say it's been like a decade or whatever. Flashlights still work just fine. Batteries, no problem. Batteries, gas, it's all fine.
It's set after the events of these previous 3 movies.
It is set in 2025.
It is set in 2025.
Oh,
is there any reference to the previous movies? Like, do they don't reference any of those characters? Like even Chris Pratt?
Nope. Nobody. Okay. The one guy, the scientist guy, learned from Dr. Grant. He says at one point. That's it.
But they don't even talk about like the clone girl or anything of that bullshit.
Characters of any kind.
Interesting.
The whole movie. It's just I told you, it's like I was rolling my eyes the whole time. The CG, 50-50, shit, and okay. But there are some parts where it looks terrible. They're standing on top of that mountain, and it's like a shot over the mountain. It looks awful.
It's ridiculous because you go back and watch that original movie, and that still looks great today.
The original movie is still a classic.
Phenomenal.
This movie is trash.
Phenomenal.
What was the other problem I had? There was another thing I hated, too. There's so many.
And I recently watched Dominion just because I was like, I guess I should probably see that one, and that movie sucks.
It's just bad.
I can't imagine this is any better.
The dinosaurs somehow learn how to use their hands. Like, they lift up a grate and go in this thing. They follow these kids around. They make dumb decisions all the time. They're in a grocery store. They're literally in a grocery store, hiding behind something, and they make the smart decision of throw something across the store so it makes a noise over there.
They have to do that in every one of these
movies. But that's fine.
Because they have to harken back to that original
But that's
scene.
fine. So they do that once, right? But then they have to get through this grate in the floor. They could have done it again. They choose not to. They let the thing come up close to them. They also, for some reason, choose to leave a flashlight behind when they had no reason to. They could have easily taken it with them. And the final thing. This is the final thing. Final spoiler of the movie. Mahershala, he's divorced from his wife because his son died at some point. They talk about it.
Okay.
Gets a picture of his son. He takes off the boat after it crashes. Whatever. At the end, they're on the pier, and the big ass dinosaur, which is big enough to eat a helicopter, hanging out next to him. Can't hear it. But the little girl's in the middle, and like it's clear the thing is going to eat her. When it has all these other things to choose from, it's going to eat her. So the dude decides to sacrifice himself. Lights a flare. Okay. He's like, oh, you get to the boat, I'm going to run. And he runs off. Yeah, I'm going to do it because my son died, so I'm going to save somebody else's kid.
I'm never going to be Blade, but I might as well do this.
So he runs off. They get in the boat. He runs off. He's literally like in the water, back against a tree. The D-Rex is in his face. And then they cut back to the boat, and the flare goes out. So he did it. He saved him. And as they're leaving, they're so sad until another flare goes off.
Oh,
and there he is. He's did it. He's walking through the water out towards them, and they turn around and go pick him up, and everybody's happy. Where did the big fucking dinosaur that's big enough to eat a helicopter
And
go?
they don't explain that.
Nope. If he saw the flare the first time to chase him, he didn't see the second flare he lit off. Where did it go? It was in his face. Also, when people
I just want you to know, I can't wait to see this movie.
I mean, go for it. You should, just because it's mind-numbing.
I mean, I've said before, and I've told you, like, we were probably going to go see Superman again at the drive-in, and that's probably going to be the other fucking.
Love it. I love it. Everybody, you know what? Everybody needs to see it. And don't worry, it made enough money.
You're getting another one. Yeah, like that's. It's like Scarlett Johansson and not Blade.
Mahershala.
They're better actors than this.
They're just
right.
I needed
she made
a reason
so
to
much money
care.
off of this, though.
I needed a reason to care, and I don't.
It doesn't take much.
The only character I liked for the most part was the scientist guy, because he's the guy who's there to be like, you know what, man, we probably shouldn't have fucking brought dinosaurs back.
Yeah,
we fucked up. And you know what I said? I said this movie went the other way, right? Where it said dinosaurs can't exist in nature. So they're only on this equator. So everybody else in the world, you're fine. Dinosaurs can't come here. What if the movie instead was, we fucked up so hard, dinosaurs are everywhere, and we're fucked? And it's something about having to get the world back from them. That seemed like what the point of where we were going was.
I thought that was the point of why they were starting to call them Jurassic World.
Right.
And then after what happened at the end of the second one of those, that's kind of how they left
now
it.
It's Jurassic.
It was like, oh, it seems like we're just going to live with dinosaurs everywhere.
Now it's Jurassic within 100 miles of the equator. That's what it should be called.
That's a bad way to write it.
It should have been dinosaurs took over and we need to get the world back. We've gone completely the other way. We're back to collecting
too new and original.
More dinosaurs.
And it's too much. It's too easy for them to just be like, well, here's another bullshit island.
Yes. One we never talked about before, where like one of the things that they made is a fucked up two-headed dinosaur.
And guess what? In 3 years, there's going to be another bullshit island.
Because there always was, man. Everything's
and Scarlett Johansson will be back.
That one's going to be on Epstein's island. You want to see the dinosaurs that came from there? It's going to be great.
But he does.
Also, final thing: people die in this movie and are forgotten 5 minutes later. Amazing. They watch a man get eaten by the giant flying one. Later, bro. Appreciate it.
I just like, well, he's dead.
Movie ends terribly, and there's no end credits things too. Like it's over. Everybody's happy.
Boy,
terrible movie. Go see it. Is what I say. And then the other thing I watched in between, and Matt watched this too. We could talk about it. Was Elio, the Pixar movie. I won't talk nearly as much about this because it didn't piss me off because it's pretty good. I liked it. I liked it pretty much the whole way through. The only thing I'll say is the kid in the first 20 minutes is insufferable. I don't actively like this kid and don't really care what happens. But as the movie goes on and like motivations are revealed, it gets a lot better. And then by the end, man, it hits you. It hits you pretty hard in the feels at the end.
So it's a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it just kind of follows the plot. We were talking about a little bit before, Matt. Like, yeah, it's like Luca. It's kind of like all of them.
Like recent Pixar.
Yeah, it's very recent Pixar. Turning Red, like it's all about like a kid wanting to find their place in the world and realizing that they already did, kind of a thing. It's a solid movie. Like you and I have talked about it a bunch, where it doesn't seem to do well, but it's because it feels like it wasn't marketed at all. The only reason
I feel like the marketing behind it was terrible. Yeah, like I do think like kids obviously will pick up on it and see stuff, but like
ads for Disney or whatever.
It also they shoved it out at a weird time. If you think about the movies that were out in lieu of this one, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many ads I've seen for like the How to Train Your Dragon remake, and that seemed like it did the weekend it came out. It did very well. And there was one other like kid friendly one that came out around the same time. But like they were bigger than
like Lilo and Stitch.
This is a Pixar movie. Lilo and Stitch. That's the other one.
That movie. This movie was not.
It's like, and it's also Disney. Yeah.
Having not seen the live action Lilo and Stitch, I bet you this movie's better.
Well, you know how that one ends.
Yeah. Well, and the funny part is this movie is kind of the same theme.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but this one probably ended in a way where like it's pro family.
Very pro family.
Whereas Lilo and Stitch remake doesn't end in a very pro family way.
Not really. No.
This movie, it's got heart. It's pretty funny at some points. Yeah, you actually give a shit about like what happens to most of the people at the end, and it was a good time.
And it's nice too because at one point in like the kind of near the end of the movie where he. The whole reason he's going through this is because he feels like he's alone and he has nobody to like really lean on.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of the movie, when he comes to that realization and he finds out, that person on the hand radio that's helping him out or whatnot, and just realizes he's not by himself. It hits you right in the feels. Like it succeeds in what it's trying to do. And honestly, I enjoyed myself in this movie.
As it went on, I felt like it got a lot better. It was more interesting as it went on. And I'll say, man, when they're all saying goodbye to him at the end, I was like, damn, dude, it was rough. A little rough.
It was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I looked over at my wife. She's got tears in her eyes, and I was like,
my son was sad.
My
son was sad, but it was like, but it's a good kind of. It's like a happy kind of sad, kind of a thing.
For sure.
I will say there is one strange part in the movie, and you'll probably agree, Matt. There is a minute where it's very horror / aliens kind of a thing going on, and it's real fucked. Like compared to like what is going on, I was just like, I cannot believe that this made it into the cut of this movie because it's creepy as shit.
I mean, it's something,
but it's funny.
Right.
But it ends up being funny at the end of it. But it's just like it was bizarre. It's very good. Like it's weird to see people like crapping on Pixar and being like, oh, they just make the same movie and they're showing like Turning Red and like Luca and this, and it's like, yeah, dude, that's called an animation style. I don't like Looney Tunes cartoons all look the same. What are you talking about?
Not only that, but it's like you see after years of having so many bad remakes and people complaining about these live action movies, it's like Pixar is trying to give you different characters to like fall for and like be, get into and like fall in love with. And instead of actually trying to give these opportunities and like look at them, everybody's so gun-ho about watching the Lilo and Stitch live animation or the live movie or the Snow White one that just, or
I don't think people are hard to watch.
Well, not about that, but Lion King, and dropped and then Mufasa. And it's like, but why? These are all the same characters. We know what's happening to Mufasa. We know where Scar came from. We know what happens to Mufasa at the end and at Scar. But Elio is a whole different brand of character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's new in its original.
It's definitely got similarities to other stories. Like there is a Lilo and Stitch feel to it for some parts. There are like, there's other like Pixar movie things in it. Like Luca is kind of like it.
Oh yeah.
But like, I don't know. I find these movies enjoyable. Like in a time where I literally watched Jurassic World a week later and thought it was complete trash. Like, there's nothing wrong with these Pixar movies, man.
Not
like,
at all, man.
I get tired of the Pixar movies that are Toy Story 5. Like, yeah, I'll fucking see it,
Yes.
but I'm not going to be happy about seeing it.
I didn't want Toy Story 4.
4,
Yeah.
I didn't want 4 either, and then I watched 4 and said, okay, fine. Now it's
I don't
done.
need 5.
And then
I
now
don't need
there's 5 that's like, son of a bitch.
I don't know. I still walked out of that one and was like, it was okay, but I didn't need
Well,
it.
the thing I thought about 4 was like, 4 has a definitive ending. Where the fuck does 5 come from?
Yeah, I don't.
5 shouldn't be able
Money.
to happen. Yeah, money is the answer.
No.
That's the sad.
The answer is money.
But hey, we
It'll make
also
money.
got 3 Cars movies and planes, so who the fuck knows what we do anymore?
I never saw
True
Planes.
Not, nobody should. You played the game.
I've seen the 3 Cars.
played the DS
I don't know if I saw
Planes game.
Cars. I don't know if I saw Cars 3, to be
I
fair.
saw
I
Cars
did see
1
and
and
2.
went, yeah, and then I never saw the other 2.
And you said chow or whatever.
I said kerchoo all the time.
Ka-choo, yeah.
Kachug. Kachug.
Yeah.
It's actually kachow.
Yeah,
Ka-chow, that's
But
it.
yeah.
Uh,
Elio's
what
good.
about you,
If
Matt?
got kids, Elio's very good.
yeah, very good. I'll breeze through these. I watched this movie called The Hangman. It was
Sounds
garbage.
familiar. Okay.
Came out in 2024.
Okay.
The acting,
Is it a 2B thing?
I don't even know if it was a Tubi thing, to be honest with you. So weird thing. This guy and his son go camping. He wakes up him and his son have a fight. Wakes up the next day, his son's missing. Car can't start. Realizes he's in like this podunk Appalachian town where all of these people are essentially racist, and they're all trying to kill him. The movie goes everywhere, but it is utter complete garbage. Don't watch it.
Its IMDb rating is a 3.3.
That's exactly what I was about to say. A 3 out of
Okay.
10. Yeah.
Fair.
I then watched this movie called Outbreak. This is on Hulu. Came out in 2024.
It's not, yeah, I was going to say, it's not the 90s Outbreak
There's not the 90s Outbreak.
with Dustin
Um,
Hoffman.
It was okay. I'll say it was okay. Will I watch it again? No. But so essentially what happens is a zombie outbreak happens. This guy is trying to get him and his wife to safety. Come to find out, this guy is actually having a psychotic break because he accidentally kills his son.
Okay.
And so all of these people he is seeing that are zombies aren't zombies. They're just real people in this world. And his break got him to the point where he's essentially gone on a killing spree and killed several people to come to the end and find out he just had a psychotic break because he killed his son. It was garbage. It's like a 4 out of 10. Don't watch it. I then messaged you about this, or I messaged you guys. I sent you guys a trailer for Guns Up.
Yeah, the funny thing about that movie is one of my other friends who I don't get texts from them very often. It's like maybe once or twice a year. Text me just the fucking poster of this movie because it's that Kevin James one, and I laugh when I got the text.
Wild.
Yeah,
Kevin James and Christina Ricci. I did not see them in a movie together in
and
2025.
it's serious, or is it a comedy?
Kind
It
of
can't
mid.
be-
It's an action
okay.
movie
Okay, with
It's
Kevin
not-
James. Okay,
with Kevin James. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't like horrible, but it wasn't great.
Okay.
Essentially, he plays a cop that is trying to open a business, but in order to open his business, he ends up becoming a shady, like he ends up retiring and becoming like a shady kind of like hitman for hire, essentially.
Okay.
As he's trying to get out of the game because him and his wife have gotten enough money to open up a diner. That's his goal. He
Yeah.
wants to open up a diner.
Okay.
They've gotten the money to open up a diner. He then goes, I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. We're done. Well, apparently, right when he's going to do that, the OG of the bosses dies. She gets murdered by this new person who's trying to come into power. He goes up to the new guy. He's like, look, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Essentially, new guy's like, you're out when I tell you you're out. That's where we get.
Okay. So that's the setup.
That's the setup for this movie. However,
who is Christina Ricci in this movie then?
So she's his wife. She plays his wife.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Crazy thing about this though is apparently the new boss that's in power lost an eye.
Okay.
Come to find out, Christina Ricci, she was like a child hitman.
Okay.
And she's the one who took the guy's eye out.
Interesting. So that's like a twist in it?
Yeah, that's the twist in the middle. Sorry if I spoiled it. I apologize. But you really don't need to watch this. It's not that
okay.
Good. I definitely give it like a 4 out of 10. The action scenes were pretty cool, honestly. But it's really not memorable. Like
Wait, what you're saying is that Kevin James needs to go and make Grown Ups 3 with Adam Sandler.
Please,
that's what you're telling me.
Give me Grown Ups 3.
We're all waiting
Good
for.
Lord. So I give it a 4 out of 10. It was all right. It was okay. I then watched Heads of State. It dropped on Amazon this past week.
That's the Cena movie, right?
Cena and Idris Elba.
Okay.
I will say they have good chemistry together.
That's the only reason I want to watch it. It's just to see the two of them.
They really have good chemistry together. And Cena's got really good comedic timing. It was a fun movie. I will give it a 6 out of 10. I think they play really well off of each other.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I like thoroughly enjoyed the movie. So I'll say give it a shot if you have Prime. Give it an opportunity. And then I watched this horrible movie called Please Don't Feed the Children.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, don't watch it. It's bad. It's
awesome.
It is not very good. At one point, I was watching this movie on in my living room, and my wife walked by, and she goes, "Is this movie AI?"
Oh shit!
And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
That's
and
good.
she was like, "Look at this movie." And so I paused it and I started looking at the scene itself, and the scene does look like it's AI generated.
Awesome.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I didn't really pay attention because I was like not focused on it. But it does kind of look like it, and I had to like deep dive in it because I was like, "Is this an AI movie?" Like,
yeah,
it's not, but it definitely could have been because that's like the.
I mean, they could have used AI for some aspects of it, though, right?
Probably. It's not that great though. Please don't feed the children. Please don't watch the movie. It's really not. It's just not worth it. It's not worth your time. So there we go. That's me.
There we
in a nutshell. Oh, and real quick, Thunderbolts. I watched Thunderbolts. I enjoyed it.
It's good.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a good movie to watch.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I really love the character that Yelena is actually kind of coming into. I've enjoyed her stuff prior to that, but I just really, really liked her in this movie.
I like her in the movie a lot. I liked U.S. Agent a lot. I think coming off of the show where he's revealed to be kind of a huge piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then getting into this movie where it's kind of acknowledged that he's a huge piece of shit.
Huge piece of shit.
And he realizes it too, but there's reasons behind, and they kind of explain it all. He kind of comes into his own too. I think he's redeemed a little bit by the end of it, even though he fucking murdered someone in public on this TV show. But yeah, it's just
a fucking harsh scene.
That is
show.
Ooh, shit. That part was rough. But yeah, I think he plays it really good because he's kind of like an asshole, but he's kind of an idiot. And he's trying to figure out what he's good for too. I think that's the best part about the movie is it's a bunch of misfits just trying to figure shit out. The only thing I had a real problem with was just them off in Taskmaster in the first 10 minutes and just fucking ignoring it for the rest of the movie. It's strange. There was a deleted scene about that too, where they're trying to take stuff off of her body and stuff, and Yelena's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's dead. It's just a strange,
weird.
But yeah, it's a good watch. It doesn't take itself seriously. Interested to see what they do with them in Doomsday and stuff, but
for sure. We can kick over to emails. We got a few here. This first one I saved for you. This actually came in last week, but I saved for you, Dan.
Thank you so much.
You were out on assignment. So, and anything that we ever get from GameStop should be read when you're available.
For sure.
Probably.
So, this one comes to us from Taylor from Redacted. Howdy, guys. Longtime listener of your podcast, first time writing in. I manage a GameStop that is in a medium-sized town in a district that I have seen lose 8 stores in the last year.
Good Lord.
It seems like every month another store has closed. We went from having 26 stores in my district this time last year to 18. The first stores to go were any towns that had more than one location. I mean, that's obvious what they're doing right now.
Quick too. 26 stores is a shitload. It used to be like 13.
But they've expanded their because they kind of kept
changed.
They have to
combine them in SL2s and all that stuff. But it's wild to me to hear that number because he's like down to 18. We had 13. 13 was a lot.
I know. Now it just seems like any time a lease is up, it's done. My store's lease is up in November. I've tried asking my DL any information about rent increase or anything related that would make us a target, but they are unwilling to give us any info. Sales have been slow outside of Pokemon cards and the launch week of Switch 2, which gave us a very great uptick in traffic. The staff I have left is constantly asking me on the daily if I've heard anything or know anything. It's become extremely stressful. My question is for Dan. When going through this, how did you deal with the stress of knowing that your store could close at any moment? I know it was quite a while ago for you, but I have to imagine that you have some sound advice. I will say I am looking to get out and I have been applying, but I also feel this incredible weight of if I find something to bail, I'm leaving a great team of people behind. Thanks.
Yeah, so for us, it was a lot different because times were different. It wasn't as desperate as it is now. It was still a weird time because it was kind of like when things were beginning, because that was when profitability really became like, if your store's profitable, you'll probably be fine, but it's not. You might as well figure yourself closed. We never really knew or thought that we were going to close only because we had become profitable, maybe against all odds because we were in such a bad location, but we'd been there for so long. But there was definitely times where I would always think like, man, if we don't fix this, or man, if we don't sell some more of this, we're going to be on the block. And with the relationship we had with our landlord, which was a piece of shit,
was awful.
We were always kind of like playing with fire because we weren't paying rent at a certain point and all this other stuff. And so it was always kind of could it happen to us? It could. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And then it did because the landlord was a dick and he didn't want us there. But then it turns out that was like the long con anyway, because it should be noted that where our store doesn't exist physically anymore. That whole thing is gone. But it's stressful because if your DL knows, they're not gonna tell you because they don't want to risk telling you like, yeah, you're closing at the end of next month and just having people bail now. They need somebody to work. Some of it kind of depends on your DL. Like ours told me before he was supposed to. He told me Black Friday. You think that's a smart day to tell people they're not going to have a job in a month? It's really not.
No.
Because this is the final month when we're supposed to become profitable and we're supposed to make money, but the store is going to close and all that stuff. The biggest thing I could say, I guess, is like advice is looking for a new job for yourself is smart because realistically, the way GameStop is now, if your lease is up, you're gone. Because they don't need an excuse to close you anymore.
No,
the excuse happened.
Yeah.
If they can get you to stay for cheap, they'll do it. If they can't, it'll close. It's happening to all the stores in our area.
The one that I went to go to.
The one you went to disappeared overnight. The one in our town, it'll probably hang on for as long as it can, but I guarantee when that lease is up or they want to double it, it's gone. The one down the street on the other part, that could go at any time. I don't expect GameStops to be around anymore. We're on the other side of it, but the most important thing is like you have to take care of yourself. I understand the fact of like you're hurting your team if you leave, or you feel bad because it's people that you've grown to like. I didn't like telling almost everyone who worked for me that we were closing. But yeah, it was tough. It was just one of those things where like he told me and I came back and I told everybody right away and I said, look, we're, at the end of the year, it's over. And we can try to get you to stay on at other stores, which at the time was more reasonable. It's not anymore. And,
not at all.
Or you can hang on and work for me until the end and not really get in trouble for not hitting sales goals, and look for a job in the meantime. And if you want to quit, you can quit. It's not a big deal. But you can't. And I think this was true even before there were bad times for GameStop. Even in like, let's say, 5 years before my store quit, when Kyle and I were working together. You can't allow yourself to feel bad for the other people if it's a better opportunity for yourself.
For sure.
You can't do that. It's not fair to yourself. If Kyle had been working for me and I would have told him like, look, man, I got a new job. I'm getting paid X amount more and I'm out of here in 2 weeks. Kyle probably would have said, cool. Good for you.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's people the people who work for you got to step up and do it themselves too. And the thing, and all you really owe them is is try to help. This is how I got out. This is where I'm going. You should apply too, like all that kind of stuff. The uncertainty of knowing like day to day, are you going to close? I would tell you for your sake, assume you're going to. Is the better option. Don't assume your job exists next month or in 3 months.
Yeah.
It's not true anymore. These stores close at the drop of a hat. I have a buddy of mine who another one that they have is probably closing. It's just crazy. And there's no indication. Like the switch to like uptick in sales, great. That's not going to save you because you're not getting enough product to save yourself.
Well, I think my question, I think back on it, like, did you knew what our average monthly rent was? Did you?
For the most part, yes. I don't know how much reports have changed.
I was going to say, that's probably not something that is told to store managers today.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. The thing about it is...
the thing is, we would, like, at least for us, when it became about just keeping the store open, we at least knew the number we had to hit.
Yeah, I had my monthly reports, and I knew what was going on. Like, I knew what we could, what you could control, what you couldn't control, what they thought you could control, even though you couldn't. But I always had an idea of where we were and how things were going, and we were always at the worst riding the line. At the best, we were 10% over. So I never really thought about it much until. And honestly, like our store, we weren't going to close. They went to the landlord guy and asked for 3 years. So they were going to lock us in because it was cheap, but the guy wanted us out because there were other things behind the scenes. There was me pissing him off every day I could, and I did it on purpose, to be fair.
That guy was
an asshole to us. He was an asshole to his employees. He was an asshole to his customers.
The customers for that.
If you're unfamiliar, the guy ran at one of those trampoline parks. But think of it as if
super unsafe.
You built all the trampolines yourself, and when you were done, you had a whole bunch of extra parts.
Think Action Park.
Yeah, and it's all
but
it was
a
all
trampoline place
run
That's
by
literally what
16,
it was.
17-year-olds.
Yeah, that did not give a fuck
not even that.
About
they
anything.
Didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they weren't trained properly.
What was the one where, like, the one guy hadn't gotten paid and he was complaining to us about it? The one girl lost her social security card or something at work.
There was something there too, but I just remember that first summer they were open, counting the ambulances.
We had an ambulance counter
because it was like every weekend there'd be an ambulance. But coming
he
for
was just
something.
such a huge piece of shit. He would send a landscaper to fix our AC unit. And when that didn't work, he would blame us. He parked at the fire lane in front of the store constantly.
All the time.
My uncle, I don't know if I ever told this, but my uncle at the time worked for the city fire department as like a fire investigator, like the guy who would go into your store and be like, "You're breaking all these codes." And I was casually mentioning some of this stuff to him at like a family get together or whatever. And then he showed up the next week and fucking slapped the guy, gave the guy like a list of stuff. And of course, the guy never fixed any of it. But
well, because that was after the incident with the open propane tank.
That was after the incident with the propane tank that was on. Running in a locked store that did not have a functioning air heating HVAC unit of any kind.
Yes.
It's crazy. Door was locked. And there was a dead bird in that store, too.
There's dead birds. We got birds that would come into our store,
because of the hole in the roof that he wouldn't fix. But, yeah, we were never... I don't ever think I felt like we were in danger of closing for anything we did.
No,
but
I would say
you never quite do.
Realistically, though, like I don't think that the store should have made it to when it did.
We somehow got more out of it than we should have.
It made it because we worked really hard to keep it open.
I'm gonna be honest with you, we didn't even work that hard. We were just smart about it. Like I knew what had to be done. I would say
we worked our hardest holiday the rest of the year. We did. It was more of like we just fucked up.
I knew
like because it was what it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The I'd say November, December, that was when to care, and we 100%. Cared,
here's 100% honest truth about that job. I never pushed cards. I never pushed reserves.
No.
I never pushed trades. I would tell people to buy pre-owned if we had pre-owned, sure. But I wasn't down people's asses. Remember trade calls?
No.
Yeah.
Call these people that have reserves and ask them for trades. Sure. Yeah, we did those. No, we didn't. I never fucking did those. No. You know why? Go fuck yourself. That's why. Half these phone numbers don't work.
Dope.
Half these people don't know who we are when we call. Half these people
they're pissed.
Don't realize we have money here. Half these people are pissed when we call. Fuck them. If they know they reserved something, come get it. If they didn't.
And the worst part is sometimes when you call those people and then they find out they have money, then they would just come in and cancel shit and take the money.
See, the reason why I didn't
it was dumb. Yeah. So it just
trade calls.
Didn't work.
Fuck off. You know,
I forgot about
trade calls were dumb. For pushing per cards dumb. I would mention it if it made
the iPad case.
Using the
using the tablet to send it to the register, but
here's
it never
direct
worked.
Message to whoever came up with that thought at GameStop. Go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. You've never worked in a GameStop store. I'm not sure you know what happens in a GameStop store. To think that an iPad, me walking around with an iPad when I'm the only fucking person in here and you're the only customer I've seen in 2 hours is going to generate sales? Go to hell. Do you know what the average GameStop customer is? I know exactly what I'm looking for, or I don't know what I'm looking for. Those are the only
I don't want to be bothered.
2 people.
Right.
Yeah. Every so often someone would want help. But here's the secret about those people.
Yeah.
They don't actually want your help. What they want is for you to validate the opinion they've already formed before they've come in the store.
Stop talking about me, dude.
These are the people I saw every day. I tell Kyle the story. I bring up the story to Kyle constantly of the guy who would come in and want me to recommend him a PS3 game. And then after 10 recommendations, when he's played all of them and doesn't like any of them, you're done. They have stopped. As far as you know, they have stopped making video games forever because you don't like anything except for the same 2 games that you play every goddamn day of your life. Go home and play them again.
Those were bad.
The job didn't suck. Customers sucked.
Yeah. The customers were the worst.
Corporate suck too, but customers are the worst people on the planet.
Oh God! Yeah.
Some of them were just
entitled,
terrible,
just assholes.
No.
But anyway, Taylor, get your new job. Tell the people that work for you that you're getting a new job, and encourage them to do the same.
Yeah,
that's the answer. And yes, your store will be closed by the end of the year.
Sorry, Taylor.
It's coming. Unless somebody trades in a lot of Bitcoin to you all of a sudden, I think you're done.
There you go. Wow, they do love that Bitcoin.
It's all that's left. Building the golden parachute, dude.
We go to the next email we have here. It comes to us from Grant from St. Paul, Minnesota. And I will reference the next couple of these emails are all Xbox related, but I didn't feel they needed to be read during that section. I am done with Xbox. Canceling Perfect Dark. What the actual fuck is going on over there? Time after time, they've made some really bad business decisions for this brand in the last year, but this was the last straw for me. Perfect Dark represented a bit of a bastion of hope for the brand, for me, at least, and canceling that after what we saw last year is just flat out pathetic of them to do. Why not cancel one of the multitude of other unannounced games instead of something everyone is looking forward to? I just can't believe it anymore, man. Such a bummer.
A lot of those unannounced games are canceled too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like the MMO. There were other ones that they didn't even really discuss. So, Aaron from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Hi, dudes. The Xbox news is incredibly lame, right? I mean, layoffs happen and it sucks, but it really seems like Microsoft has systematically been making poor choices here to tarnish any good name the brand has left. So when they do announce that they aren't making consoles anymore, people will just shrug it off and go, oh, well. There doesn't seem to be any other rhyme or reason to it. I mean, that's what we kind of agree with it now at this point is like, when that day inevitably comes, that's how people are going to react now. Like, whatever.
It's like I said before, the Xbox was the next Dreamcast, and now Microsoft's just the next Sega, man. We fucked it too hard.
Pretty much, yeah. Charlie from Madison, Wisconsin. Howdy, 572 crew. Have you guys seen the discourse online surrounding Xbox and PlayStation? It's really bringing out the worst of the worst and ramping up the console wars more than I can ever remember, even going back to the 90s days of Sega and Nintendo. You have Sony fans that are touting it's a huge win that they got all these games over on PlayStation, but it seems like they fail to realize that it's just money going straight to Microsoft anyways. And which is, I do laugh at that every time when they're like, it's like, you're still paying Microsoft for this. Like,
it goes directly to them.
And you're not paying them for a subscription service. You're paying the full price for the game.
Sony gets a small cut and Microsoft gets all the rest for a game they made 4 years ago.
Exactly. And then when it was announced Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox in August, a lot of them lost their minds over a exclusive game coming to Xbox. It just all seems incredibly silly in 2025. Yet these are grown-ass adults that are acting this way. I've seen a lot of it.
Read the next one,
I've seen it on Twitter.
Read the next one, too.
Okay. Dennis from Dayton, Ohio. Hi, guys. What do you think about Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox? Too little, too late? Pretty strange to announce that the day after the big layoffs. Speaking of that, doesn't it feel a little bit different this time? Like, I know when it happens, a lot of people shrug it off and move on, but something about this round of layoffs really feel like it's damaged the brand in an unrepairable way. It does.
Yeah.
And I think this time specifically, it's because of the cancellation of like Perfect Dark and some of these other games of
closing everything, of me not believing in anything ever coming out again.
Yeah,
like Fable. When that gets canceled, it'll just be like, yeah,
I won't be shocked.
Yeah.
No, sounds about right.
Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Cancel it last year is what we'll all say. Yeah. But the Helldivers thing is crazy to me because it's like, it's cool that it's on more things and more ways for people to play it. Is it necessary? It comes out the same day as Gears. That's weird, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe it's a trade-off.
I don't know what it is. Like, did people really want it on Xbox that bad? What is the reasoning for it? To try to sell some more copies of it, I guess?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think also just
boost the player count by another...
The player count is dwindling.
People who still have an Xbox.
Yeah, that's the weird part. Is like it's already on PC, so you're pulling those people in. I can't imagine a lot of Xbox people are going to come in.
How many more people have only an Xbox and have not had a way to play Helldivers before now, but are going to buy it next month?
It's weird.
That's like it's like Final Fantasy 16, or it's like Final Fantasy Remake. I get those for Switch, like Remake for Switch. I get it. I understand that.
Yeah.
The Xbox makes no sense to me.
It's crazy. But yeah, going back to what was being said as far as the discourse, like it's just every day I see it's just like muck throwing after muck throwing back and forth. and I think it's all stupid.
Can't we just all agree that gaming is dying and is becoming worse with every passing year?
Well, and the other big thing and I didn't put it in here, and I don't think he mentioned it or brought it up, but the other thing too is like, now we know a little more statistically that Game Pass is not the savior that Microsoft likes to tout it as. They fake the numbers, and they don't put any of the first party stuff included in those numbers. So I literally watched, because like the worst of all of this going on right now is if you watch any of the influencers or YouTubers that are specifically Xbox only, because the mental gymnastics that these people are doing. I watched one guy the other day he went down this whole route of like, well, you see here in business, it's creative accounting, and that's what they're doing here to make this look like it's profitable. It really is profitable and everything. Like, you have to do all of that to try and prove to people that, like, do you see what you're saying?
What it's called
like,
it's lying ridiculous. To investors is what it's called.
Yes, that's the real term for it. Creative accounting.
Yes, that is what it's called.
It's ridiculous. And then the last email we have on the Xbox stuff comes to us from Fred from Manhattan, New York. Hi, 572 guys. With all the crazy Xbox stuff coming out, have any of you changed your opinion on the machine at this point and going forward? I have friends that are packing their stuff up and trading in to go all the PlayStation instead. And in the past, I would have thought they were crazy, but honestly, at this point, I can't blame them. It really does seem like this brand is dead. I mean, I will say personally, like, I'm not going to pack up my stuff and trade in because I think that's dumb. But the last like month, like if it's been a Game Pass thing, I've played it on my PC. My fiance used the Xbox more than I do, and she's literally like her 5th playthrough of High on Life right now.
But like,
so
the other thing about this too is like, what machine? What machine am I supposed to care about?
Yeah. Like they don't.
The expensive one or the more expensive one? Or the more expensive handheld that they don't make, someone else makes.
That's just branded with an Xbox button.
What machine is there to care about?
It's
I'm supposed to care about the next one? You didn't do anything with this one.
No.
Can't wait to make my refrigerator.
But hey, it's the one thing that, and I don't know if you knew this, but maybe you learned it today as you were talking about a friend who was upset that the PS5 doesn't have Dolby Vision. Yeah. The Xbox does, because I use that all the time it's a great 4K Blu-ray
player. But the Xbox...
And it is crazy to me that Sony, the people that own that format, don't have that on their machine.
Xbox, starting with the one, like we talked about a while ago, was meant to be a media device for your console.
It is.
And it's one of the few things they've actually kept intact. Like, it has an HDMI in and out. Because you can run like a cable box and stuff through it. Like,
on the one, I think they took it out on the Series X.
But you know what I mean? Like on the One X and stuff, like it had that. It still had that. They still cared.
It's
much better at running entertainment apps. Entertainment apps work on that don't work on PlayStation. Like, there are many things.
Remember back in the day when Giant Bomb was good?
Different.
We'll say better.
Different.
Better. Okay. That app was created solely for the Xbox and was great. So if you were a premium subscriber. So
but again, that's all I use my Xbox for anymore. It's second screen to like watch TV or something on YouTube or a movie. That's all it's there for.
Yeah.
I have an Xbox upstairs connected to the TV. The whole purpose is for my kids to use it to watch different apps. That's it.
Yeah, my parents going all the way back to the 360 era. Remember the 360 era when you had to have gold to use Netflix before they finally got rid of that? But in that era that they used an Xbox One, they still have an Xbox One S. But now, because they now have a TV that have all those apps built in, it's just solely a Blu-ray player.
And that's the thing about it, is like TVs have replaced 90% of what an Xbox
like my TV in my front room, like I use all the apps on the TV for anything streaming. I rarely use the Xbox to do that anymore. So it's just primarily games, or if I want to watch a physical
that TV
movie
upstairs, that TV won't need an Xbox connected to it anymore.
No, because you'll have
everything will be on it.
Exactly. Next email we have comes to us from Howard from Fredericksburg, Texas. Hey, crew, quick question. If Superman is successful, do you think maybe that this will get DC and WB to finally create a new Superman game? It's something a lot of fans have wanted for years, and I feel like maybe if this movie is successful enough to launch this into a new franchise, that it could be a possibility. Any thoughts? I mean, people have wanted a Superman game for years, but they've specifically wanted Rocksteady to make it. That's not going to happen. It's funny. Like, I don't think Superman should be that hard of a character to crack for a video game.
No, that Superman Returns game I thought was fine when it was on 360. Like, there wasn't really a problem with it.
I will say it's a better movie game than that movie.
Yes.
By a long shot.
But I don't think that the success of this movie or this universe has any bearing on games anymore. Yeah, especially with WB's attitude towards the games. Like,
they canceled that Wonder Woman game.
They keep changing their minds about what they actually give a shit about. Remember it was going back to the 4 pillars: Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, and something. Was it Batman? I don't even know anymore.
The rumor right now is that they're working on a Batman game.
Yeah, but even that seems dead. Like, just because after Arkham Knight, we've got Gotham Knights, not good, and Suicide Squad.
Gotham
terrible.
Knights wasn't them, to be fair.
No, I know, but that's Batman adjacent. That's what I'm saying. Like, the property.
Gotham Knights was made by the people that made Arkham Origins.
Yeah, I can tell.
That should tell you a lot about why. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, yeah. It should tell you a lot about why that game is not great.
I think I'd love a Superman game. I think there is. You say it's not hard to crack, but I think there are elements of it that are maybe a little difficult, just because he is all powerful. Like, he can lift up anything he wants. He can shoot heat lasers and blow cold breath. Like, building a world where he's limited by something would be difficult, but it can be done.
Here's how you do it: you get a bunch of rings.
Right. Okay.
And you put them in the sky. Right. But you make the entire world really foggy.
Right. No sun, so he's not super powerful.
No sun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe a game like that maybe it wouldn't be open world. I think mission based might work better.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just because you would be bound by the limits of a level and have an objective at all times. For a man that can fly so fast around the earth it turns backwards. Yeah, it's just I just don't think the movies have any bearing on what's going to happen. Because
I don't think so either with that kind of stuff. I mean, even if you were to flip it and go to the Marvel side of things, they have no bearing on what they're doing with games.
Movie tie-ins used to be a genre. It's not a thing anymore.
It's not a thing anymore.
No, because development cycles have gotten so long. Because
it's not possible.
Because we've gotten rid of crunch. Kyle and I maintain bring crunch back. Crunch back. It's the only thing that made decent video games.
It's sad, but it's true. It's true because it would get things out on time. It had to be done
on time.
Yeah,
and there were no patches.
Situations like
there were
all these studios
updates. Yeah. There were nothing. Game had
Think
to
about
be out.
Back in the early 2000s, how they cranked out a Tony Hawk every year.
Think about how they had to get that Spider-Man 2 video game out before that movie came out.
Right,
and it was wildly different than Spider-Man 1. Yeah. It's Spider-Man 2, great game.
Spider-Man 1 game was pretty mission-based.
It was mission-based. It was rough.
Yes.
You couldn't swing around anywhere you wanted. Spider-Man 2, they're like, we fixed that. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Only thing I remember about that, but I feel like they did this in all 3 of the games, was they had Bruce Campbell be the voice of the tutorial.
Yeah, and Spider-Man 2...
They did that in all 3 of those.
The problem with the Spider-Man 2 games, it doesn't really follow the movie at all. But, so it's kind of weird that
Spider-Man 2... The Spider-Man 3 game does either.
Really, it does, and it does. It's
a little
closer.
Bit, but they had villains that weren't in
Spider-Man 2 had Mysterio in it.
Yes, I remember that.
But they had to have that game out on time. They couldn't patch it, and it worked. Bring crunch back.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing today. When in terms of movie tie-ins,
no,
if it's not out, that's 6 months.
The other problem is I don't want movie tie-ins anymore. The Spider-Man game is far better than any movie tie-in version of those games would have been, because you got to do what you want. So
makes sense.
I would love a Superman game. I just don't know. With Wonder Woman being canceled, it feels like they're out on anything that's not guaranteed.
Mortal Kombat or Batman. Right? Because Batman would be guaranteed. It will sell. It doesn't matter.
We'd have to start over at this point.
Yeah, and the thing is, they clearly at one point were going forward with that idea of the Damien thing, because we've seen builds and stuff of that now. I don't think that would sell as well, because it's not the Batman people know. So it doesn't make sense for a video game.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe.